All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had a great day yesterday. All right, data is out, and we're seeing the SPY reacting here right now. Initial response seems to be a little bit, actually, kind of flat. Red at the start, but now it's just kind of hanging out here, not doing a whole lot. So let's see. Let's give this a little bit of time. See how what the markets think of what's going on with these numbers. Are they good? Are they bad? And I think as we wait for Peter here to come join us, I think this is the first numbers after I think Trump fired that other dude, right? I forgot what dude was doing it before, but then Trump fired him, saying I want somebody that gives me better numbers. I think this is the first report, right? Am I correct? I've been away for a bit, so is that data correct? I heard it on Bloomberg. Just want to see if somebody confirms. But I think this is it, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what takes place here. Don't know what the numbers are yet. Peter will have that when he joins us in just a bit here. As we continue to take a quick look at our gappers list for the short trading week. Here's what we have so far at the moment. We got some stuff in the green, and that's Peter. I'm in Zoom. Yeah, Peter, I don't see you, man. Peter was a good man. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, I don't see you, Peter. Yep, I'm connected. Try to connect and reconnect. Okay, I see you left. So let's see if we come back. All right, so a bad number, Steve. Okay, so if the numbers are bad, this could be good. I think the economy wants bad number, right? The market wants bad number for these cuts to kind of finally come in. Like, what else does Powell need to cut the numbers, right? So we just need to hold on a second. I'm working on getting Peter in here. He is logging in as Peter now, so that's good. So I see he's connected. Let's see if we can bring him in. Yeah, Peter, I see you're connected. I'm not getting no camera from you. I'm not getting no camera. I'm not getting no audio from you, my friend. So not sure what the situation is there. Yeah, weird, very weird, and nothing's changed here since yesterday. So we'll figure out how we can get Peter in here. But yeah, nothing on my end, my friend. I'm gonna try to do one more time here, just one more shot. Going to disconnect and connect again, see if we can get Peter in here. All right, markets moving up a little bit now. So initial reaction was turn the markets into red. Now you're kind of getting a little bit of a pop. Still very early on. We'll see how this Friday turns out to be. And Peter. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure you're not able to connect. Okay, I see you left again, and yeah, not sure what's up, man. All right, we'll keep working on that with Peter there. All right, friends. Peter's lost in space. Yeah, what was that movie where the guy got stuck behind the wall and nobody could hear him or see him? That's Peter right now. What was that with Matthew? Was it Matthew? Yeah. What's the name of that? Interstellar. I gotta watch that movie again. You gotta watch it a couple of times. I only watched it once, and I talked to people that watch it like a few times, and they're like, "Oh, but did you catch it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't catch that. I'm gonna have to look at it one more time." So, Interstellar is the movie. All right, friends. Let's move forward. In the meantime, wait for Peter. Let's look at our gappers list. Right, AVGO leading the way here. They have news today. You got some other ones as well on this gap up list. We do have Baba, Tesla, Mara. And some more on here. So let's start with AVGO, which typically not a great trading ticker. It doesn't move very well, but today they got some news here, and you can see that they're popping up pretty nice. 13%, 4.3 million shares traded. And I'm just, sorry guys, we're just working with something here as well. I'll try both. Oh, you try both links. Okay, Peter. So it's gotta be a. If you try both links, and I'm assuming you can hear me, it's probably got to be on your end, man. If you try both links, you were not able to get in. But let me do this. I can. The old link is not set up, so I got to set that up for you. Give me 1 second. Actually, no, it is, because you will come in. Yeah, it is set up, actually. 1 second, guys. Get Peter in here. Somehow, some way. I'm gonna do something here. Try a different route. And then we'll get going. AVGO does look good today, though. This normally is a stock that I wouldn't watch. I mean, look at the pre-market action. That is looking actually pretty nice. Might be worth having a shot for that. I'm gonna send Peter a quick link here so you can join us a different way. See if that works. And if not, he was a good man, and we'll see him some other time. He was a good man. All right, let's see here, Peter. All right, we'll switch you over to vMix, and I'm gonna send you here A61. Here we go. Gotta copy this over to our good buddy. All right, bear with us, friends, over on YouTube. Live technical problems. And Peter, here's another link I just sent you. Try that link. If you can't get in that one, then I'm not sure what else I can do for you, man. But let's see if that works. All right, friends. So yeah, AVGO looks really good. I'm gonna add that to the list. Peter is in. Good morning, sir. But yeah, not sure what happened, brother. But glad you're here. Glad you can join us.
Okay. Old school, using old school link. All right, I'm alive.
You are alive,
That's good.
man. Alive
I
and
don't know
well.
what was going on. None of the other traditional stuff was working. So, Carlos, it's funny, how like every time you come back from vacation, it happens to me too, where you don't change anything, but it's like after your computer takes a rest for a week or two, then you come back and it's like, it takes a while for everything to settle in again. It's
it's weird, man. We'll see, because that Zoom should work, but again, strange. It happens. That's how we keep our IT employed.
We're here.
All right, so we're just talking about AVGO, man. Looks good. I'm gonna add that one to the list. Pre-market action looks, again, really, really nice. Normally I wouldn't watch this, but this looks awesome, Peter. Obviously, news today driving this move. I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at what the news specifics are.
Well, yeah, we were watching this after the close yesterday because it was one of the three we were looking at that had earnings. So they basically beat their numbers in the quarter and raised their guidance. And they said all the words that people like. They said it's basically on the strength of their AI offerings. AI is not only giving them better bottom line results and improving their operational efficiency, but their actual sales of AI services are driving revenue. So the market loves to hear that, and they're going up as a result.
Yeah, looking pretty good here on AVGO. Like what I'm seeing, I'm definitely going to have them on my list today. All right, friends, going back to our trading terminal gappers list in HD. It's a nice ticker. In HD. Nothing HD about this, though. This stock looks pretty crappy. We're up 13%, 1 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. This is Inno Holdings. And they're low flow stock sitting at 4.8 million shares flow. So again, pretty low, and you can tell here in the pre-market, I don't know where this 1 million shares traded is. Hard to borrow. Not in love with it at all, Peter. We'll definitely move on from this.
Yeah, this is a steel company, and usually steel and mining I just stay away from. U.S. Steel, every once in a while I used to trade. Ever since the whole Japanese and the governmental investment, it's been pretty boring. But I don't see anything particularly why is it I don't even know quite why it's moving today, to be honest, but frankly I don't care that much.
Yeah, yeah, don't like it. So we'll move on to the next one here. OPAD is next on the list. So OAOP AD. There we go. OPAD. This is again up pretty nice. 10% here. 1.1 million shares traded. OfferPad Solutions. You can see here on the 5 minute, you're getting a little bit of an action. Float on this, I'm sure it's got to be low. Yeah, 24 million shares flow. So again, none of the low flow stocks somewhat in play. I don't trade these, so I usually skip over them very quickly. But if this is your cup of tea, this is one you can probably keep an eye on and see how things develop. Peter, any news driving the move that could be interesting for our low flow fans?
They popped up on our list, I think, one time last week, and I couldn't really figure out why they were there. I'm not really sure why they're there now. I mean, everybody's got conferences out there, right? Like every single business loves to throw their annual conference, and then people show and put booths, and I don't know. I used to go to a lot of those in corporate life, and they were basically an excuse to go and drink with business friends, and some people would use it as an opportunity to do other nefarious things. But anyways, look, so OfferPad, which is the company behind OPAD here, is communicating in the Goldman Sachs Communicopia and Technology Conference, which truly sounds like a boondoggle if ever there was a name created for just a nice way to waste money. But maybe they're getting some attention there, and because it's Goldman Sachs, some of the traders are showing up. They're getting free drinks and food, and they're going back and say, let's buy a few shares of this. I don't know. I'm making that up. I have no idea why, but I still don't really like it as an active trading stock.
Yeah, not loving it either. So we'll leave it alone. Heading back here, friends. HMY, which we've seen plenty of times on our list. It is here. Harmony Gold Mining. Mining companies are like doing well. I saw something on how they're crushing it here. So this is up quite a bit.
Yeah, I usually avoid the mining companies like I mentioned a few minutes earlier, but they are doing well. And frankly, it depends on what they're mining. This is a gold mining company, and you just have to look at the price of gold. Just call up a daily chart for GLD, for example, and which is a gold ETF, and you can see why they're doing well. They are. Oh, why do you have a different chart? No, just GLD. Gold is an actual company. That's Barrick Gold. GLD is the actual ETF, but that's the price of gold, and you can see that it's just gunning higher. Silver and gold as commodities have been good investments over the last couple of years, and they seem to keep going higher. So yeah, it's any company that's mining it, like Harmony, is benefiting, especially with the recent pop up. So that Harmony has, I don't know, sort of weekly stated that they believe they could probably increase yield, which could be why that they're moving higher a little bit more than some of their competitors, but they haven't committed to what that yield increase would look like, nor have they changed their guidance. So I always take that with a grain of salt. It feels like they're just trying to grab a headline, which it looks like maybe they successfully did. Still not trading it.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. CLS is next on here. Celestica is the name of the company, and looks like a gold mining company as well. I mean, the chart looks exactly the same like GLD on the daily. I mean, identical. So I'm sure some other ones like this on this list as well, on this gap up list. Again, they're just doing very good today. So they're hitting certain criteria to make our numbers today. Scrolling down, I'm going to skip through some of this. I want to get to the good stuff, right? Because these gold tickers, you can trade them. I seem to find them to be a little bit tougher, especially with the lack of volume. Again, you guys see the way I trade. For the most part, I need that volume, I need that volatility. Some of these tickers, they'll move well on the daily overall, but they are not great candidates for my 5 minute ORB or my VWAP break. All right, so usually we'll stay away from something like CLS and Harmony, which we just looked at a few ago. All right, I'm going to skip down over to Open. Open was very active yesterday. So this one here, up 4.5, 18 million shares traded. And if you guys remember yesterday, it had actually a really nice open. Yeah, Open had a really nice open. Took off here pretty good, and then later in the day also continued. So today up again. So the rally is still in play here as far as the daily goes. And volume 18 million. Is that correct? That's a lot. 18 million. I mean, that's a chunk of shares being traded this morning, Peter. What's the latest and greatest, and will you be watching this one today?
No, it's a real estate services company. It's another sector that I don't love to trade. They are trending though. Look. I think was it yesterday or maybe the day before they were also on our list, and they've been going up. Like I can't deny that. They've been going up over the last few days. Yesterday, had a great day. I can't say I ever flipped to it or even watched it. So I don't know what its price action or the spread look like. I'm guessing it's probably going to be difficult to trade. But it had like impressive volume. I've got to say this thing usually gets pretty good volume, but like it had almost 466 million shares traded yesterday. Like that's a lot of volume. I mean, just for comparison, Nvidia only traded 160 million shares, so this traded 300 million shares more than 3.5 times the number. So I guess it's in play, Carlos. I don't know whether to watch it or not. I don't have any particular love for it, but it's moving.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
It's moving well here.
I'm very skeptical, as maybe you can tell. That being said, I ended up just trading AEO yesterday, not what I thought I was going to trade. So you never know what you're going to trade. Got to keep an open
Yeah,
mind.
that's very true, very true. All right, I'm not seeing a whole lot of like on this list, and no, Tiger, we didn't forget we're gonna do the U.S. economic calendar in just a second. We just had Peter get everything set up and ready to go here, but we'll do that in just a second here. The only other one I'm interested in down the gap up is probably BABA and SMR,
Oh,
right? So let's do that, and then we'll go to U.S. economic calendar, and then we'll give it to Peter. Peter, your gain is pretty high today. Um, it's not usually that high, and I could hear
okay.
every time you hit the mic, it sounds really loud.
Well, it's probably me and my mouse doing that.
Oh yes, that's pretty loud today. It's
I
usually
like
not that
to.
loud though.
Well, if like different coming in a different way, I guess. So let me.
Okay, maybe maybe Zoom
Uh,
has some noise cancellation. Yeah, it could
my
be. I
mic.
can see Zoom.
My mic gain. I'll turn down the gain. See if that helps. There you go. Any better? Maybe that's.
Uh, yeah, but it
Well,
sound kind of low now. All right.
now it's like automatically putting my gain all the way back up every time I turn it down. So I don't know what's going on with my microphone,
Yeah.
but
Okay. All right.
you know what?
All
Let
right.
me go to the headphones maybe, and that'll help. All right. Anyways, let's continue with the show. I'll do my
Yeah. Let's see
best
what.
to.
Yeah, because it's yeah. All right, we'll continue here. So yeah, Baba again. Baba's been a lot more active lately. I will have it on my secondary. It's starting to get better, but it still has not been really tradable for me. So again, one of my favorite tickers to trade today. They're up 2.5, 1.3 million shares traded. I will add it to my secondary list. Again, nothing blockbuster here at the moment, but we'll love to see these stocks and other Chinese tickers come back into play here, so we can take advantage of them. So, all right, Peter, let's stop here. Let's go to our U.S. economic calendar and see what's going on there, and then we can get back to our gap up list.
Yeah, our numbers did come out. So the payroll's significantly lower than expected. 75,000 was the expectation for. I just realized I spelled payrolls wrong. Payrolls. Anyways, non-farm payrolls came out, and it was a lot lower than expected at only 22,000 versus the the 75,000 that was out there. Unemployment rate though, so the average hourly earnings, the one at the bottom, right on target. So no change in the hourly earnings, and the unemployment rate same, right on target. So those weren't really that special. I did notice that right at 8:30 though, when the numbers came out, the market did a whole big dipsy doodle. It went down, it went up, it sort of settled a little bit higher. So I think that I don't know. Like, I think Carlos, did I hear you say while we were trying to connect there? What else does he need that to lower interest rates? Uh, it feels like
Yeah.
that we're on track. The economy is feeling a little weaker than it had been, and look, he's going to be greatly disappointing analysts if he doesn't lower rates, because the rate keeps on changing here. Now we're at 98.1% of all analysts that think the rate is going to go down by a quarter point on September 17th, and the balance of 1.9 think that the rate is going to go down a 0.5%. Whereas before we had the balance, the 2% left over, thinking that the rate was going to be unchanged. So at this point, nobody believes the rate is going to stay unchanged. And everybody thinks there's a rate decrease in the offing. It's just a matter of how much. Although almost everybody thinks it's only a quarter point. So I don't know, Carlos. We'll see what happens. Again, if the rate doesn't go down, there'll be blood in them streets. But we've got another week and a half before we find out. So
Yeah, I think Powell wants the drama. I think he's gonna hold it. I think he wants.
you think
He wants
just
the drama. He should. He should, just to create a lot of
just
momentum for us, and
for
then
us?
the next
Oh my
round,
God!
drop it.
Can you
He
imagine
definitely should
if
do
he
it.
holds it? Not only would the
I
markets
want to see
react
Trump. I
very
want to see
strongly,
Trump's reaction. I want
uh,
to see everybody's
Trump
reaction. This
would
will be fun.
he would lose his mind. He will, anyways. Yeah, it's
I want to see fireworks,
well,
man. We should definitely hold it.
yeah.
He's he's
Would,
he's
hey, it would make
he's
for
done,
some
right? He's
great
done. He should
trading.
leave with a bang. He's already done in January. He should leave, making some noise. I think it'll be a lot of fun for his career.
Carlos
Uh,
just wants
what do
to
you guys
watch the
think?
world burn.
uh,
Oh wow.
it's only
Anyways,
an
all right.
interest rate.
Well, guys, we'll find out together on the 17th of September what happens on things that are gapping up. Carlos, just a quick DocuSign had earnings after the close yesterday.
Yep.
DOCU. In case anybody's looking for that one, I don't think it made our list. We hadn't looked at that earlier. And they beat their numbers and actually raised their full year guidance. So you can see they're gapping up quite nicely here this morning, up 7%. Very low volume, and that's why they're not on our list. They typically don't trade a lot, but they had a good move after hours. The other one we were watching, well, the other one's on the gap down list. We'll it's on the list. We'll get to it there. But from a gap up perspective, I like Tesla. Tesla
Yeah.
closed strong yesterday. It wasn't a great trader over the course of the day yesterday, but it it closed strong. It sort of moved up into the close, gapped further overnight, and it's sitting back here close to the 350 mark, whereas yesterday was trading closer to the 330 mark, and I like it. So I'm hoping that it's going to give us some trading opportunities today.
Yeah, absolutely. Mershot over on YouTube. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck, man. Thank you for joining. Glad to have you. Yeah, and how about this Elon pay package, man? This is out of control.
So
What's
actually,
the
yeah,
deal with
that's the other
that?
thing I should have mentioned. Yeah, board of directors. So look, every single reporter is taking the big headline, right? It's a $1 trillion pay packet. It is a potential $1 trillion pay packet if a whole bunch of targets are hit. Now, there's a lot of speculation in that, because the reality is there's some pretty tough targets that right now Tesla is nowhere near being on track to hit. But theoretically, it could. Today the value of the pay they've issued him is about 143 billion. Still a lot of money. However, if he theoretically hits the numbers, it could go up to $1 trillion. So I mean, it's one of these things where I feel like, all right, calm down, everybody. Like, we know that Tesla's always got paid a lot, but frankly, you know what? You can't deny he hasn't been worth that value to the company, right? I mean, I'm not saying that he's the best manager, or that Tesla, from a business perspective, might not be operating better under different leadership, but from a market capitalization, Tesla's, how much it's in sort of our mind. Elon's, he grabs the headlines. He knows how to
Yeah.
keep attention and focus. And there's no way, like, even if Tesla, I'm convinced that whether you like him or not, whether and I would argue, by all reports, it seems like Elon's not always the best manager. He can be very tough to work for. He's made a lot of missteps. He never hits a deadline. There's lots of things to get on him about. But the reality is, I think that's outweighed by the fact that he has, created a valuation on the company of Tesla and the associated stuff that he's doing far greater than it would be without him. So, it's value it for what you will, but the market is what the market does, and they say the market's never wrong. So if you believe that, then you got to just look at Tesla's price and market val and say, you know what, it is what it is. Pay him what he asked for.
So. Yeah, Mark is loving it, and hopefully we'll be loving it as well. Again, this pre-market action looking really nice. 2.9 million shares traded. I mean, Tesla can always trade very well. I'm going to add it to my list here also, so looking pretty nice there. Peter, heading back to our gappers list. Again, friends, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. It's growing. It's growing. The gap up list, I could see more tickers coming in here. So again, we won't be able to get through even half of this list with so much going on here. But what else do you have on deck this morning that might be on the gap up side, or something you're keeping your eye on today?
Well, I think just overall, like you're mentioning, the market is higher today. I do feel like it's so far, it seems to be a little bit of a bullish Friday. So we're seeing a little bit of enthusiasm in the market ever since that 8:30 data drop, which again was pretty innocuous. The market has got some upward, legs here. So I'm hoping we continue this through the open. It looks good, I said, so far, but that can change radically when the opening bell rings. So again, I'm not going to. I'm not going to count on it too much. I'm going to wait and let the price action dictate what I do next. But I am looking forward to a whole bunch of trading. I missed some good trades yesterday, and I want to avoid that today. So, we'll see. I mean, specifically, gapping up, Carlos, we do have sort of a mixed picture, right? Because if I look at the Magnificent Seven, Apple's up, Amazon's down, Google is up, Nvidia is down, PLTR up. So, but they're all, within like 1% of the break even mark, more towards the upside, quite frankly. Nvidia is probably the largest gapper to the downside at 1.6%. So, it's the only one that it doesn't actually look decent. At least, it actually looks good to me because I like short trades. But we'll see where we go.
Yep, we sure will. Now let's go over to what's gapping down today, and not a whole lot on here. The biggest two, Lulu and AMD. I'm not sure where Neon is, but Lululemon. Let's take a look here. What's happening? Wow, 20. It's the first time I'm looking at the chart here. Down 20%, 2.4 million shares traded. What's going on with the stretchy pants? They're not selling it over in Canada, man. This is it's a big drop. Someone's getting fired. This is fire material here. What's the latest and greatest?
Well, so look, their revenue did go up. Like last year, same quarter, they did $2.37 billion worth of sales, and this quarter they did 2.53 billion of sales. So sales went up year over year, but they didn't hit the sales target that they had set and that the analysts were expecting. That being said, they actually did over deliver on earnings per share at $3.10 versus the $2.84 expected. However, once again, if you compare it to last year, in this case, the earnings were just marginally lower than last year. This year, they had cited that they had concerns over tariffs, and that they had lowered their estimate, and they actually over delivered against it, because as we know, the tariffs have been on again, off again, so it hasn't had as much of an impact. That being said, overall, they actually lowered their full year guidance and said that they do think that tariffs are going to have a bigger impact going forward. So you got to remember, Lululemon is a Canadian company, but relies heavily on U.S. and international sales, and as such, the tariffs do have a big impact on them. So Lulu sort of took the hit on the chin yesterday on the to the yoga pant. They took the hit to the, anyways, that could go wrong very quickly. Anyways, they took the hit, and and we'll see what happens. It's It's tough to trade Lululemon. I sort of like it. It's a Canadian company. I know that Brian in the chat room watches it all the time. It's very local to him.
Yep.
He probably drives by their headquarters every time he has to go downtown. It's sort of hard to miss it depending where you're coming from. If you're coming from the North Shore, I think you drive by it all the time. So, but anyways, it's tougher one to trade.
Yeah, sure is. All right, friends, let's continue here. The other one on this list I want to look at is obviously AMD. We'll look at this Neon stuff in a second. But AMD also on deck this morning, down 2.3, 1.3 million shares traded. The only usual suspects that we like to trade here on the gap down today. So this is looking good, Peter. What's the deal with our good buddy AMD? Definitely going to be on my list today.
Yeah, well, like I mentioned earlier, Nvidia is down, AMD is down, Intel also down marginally, but AMD seems to be leading the charge. They seem to be taking the brunt of the fact that analysts overall, there was a analyst analysis that was released from basically suggesting that AI demand is starting to slip. And it sort of makes sense, right? Like to me, we sort of talked about this. There's been all the hype, everybody's buying AI, but at a certain point, there's got to be saturation, right? When all the big companies buy as many big chips as they can, then they've got to figure out how to incorporate it into their business and do something. You don't need to keep buying them forever. So it's really incumbent upon the chip companies to keep coming up with fancy new performance chips so that people have to upgrade and get the latest and greatest things so they don't fall behind. So in any event, they got basically a couple of downgrades as a result of that. So AMD, maybe you could argue that it's unfairly being hit, but they were, Seaport Research Partners, for example, reduced their from a buy to a neutral, and their price target was reduced by a couple of other analysts. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I like downside trade opportunities. It does feel like AMD, if you look at the daily, it's been leaning in this direction anyways over the last couple of trading weeks, as has Nvidia, frankly. So yeah, there's a good opportunity for them to move lower, even if the market is strong today. I'll definitely be watching.
Yeah, makes sense here. Nvidia, since you're talking about it now, I'm going to add that one as well to the list. So again, Nvidia, our good buddy as well, can trade very nice. So I'm going to add Nvidia on the list also, but definitely AMD will be my focus today. It looks pretty good. Even the daily looks nice. All right, friends. Neon is on the list. What is this Neon company? NEON. So they're on here. They had a big gap down yesterday, looks like. So yesterday was, if I can type it correctly, Neon. There we go. So they had a big drop yesterday. So today it just could be because they're gapping up a little bit here. They're causing some movement. But for the most part, might not be all that in play, Peter. So I'm not sure what took place yesterday. But gapping down, yeah, here's the drop from yesterday, right? Here's the big, this happened after hours 2 days ago. Actually, yeah, 2 days ago after hours. So not sure what's taking place. Yeah. What's your thoughts on this?
They were basically an indirect participant in a patent lawsuit. So the lawsuit, which was I don't know how to say this company's name because their ticker is Neon, right? Like we know that as the inert gas, but the company is Neon Ode. Is it Neonode? Neonode? Neon Node? Because there's node in there. Node. Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, they make smartphones apparently. Never heard of them. But their subsidiary called Equitas Technologies alleged a patent infringement to Samsung. And Samsung basically lost that, and Equitas won, and Neonode, as the parent company, gets 50% of the proceeds. That being said, the proceeds that they're going to get, 15 to 20 million. So basically, the market says, good that you got them. That's a lot lower than we thought you'd get in a patent lawsuit with Samsung. So they're getting pushed down.
Yeah, there it is. I don't like it, so I'll leave it alone. Peter, as far as gapping down, anything else that you like this morning?
Well, we already talked about the main ones, I think, with AMD and Nvidia. I mean, there's a lot of green on the screen, right? So not as much gapping down as we might think. I noticed we don't look at banks very often. I noticed Bank of America is gapping a little down a little bit this morning. Banks have been pretty boring in their movement, so I don't normally spend a lot. BAC, Bank of America, in case you're interested in them. Disney gapping down, but like super low volume. So we used to watch Disney. It hasn't been fun for a while. So yeah, I think from a gap down, Carlos, really the only things that might be that are all going to watch are Nvidia and AMD for sure. I'm going to keep an eye on Lulu just for fun, probably more than actual trading. And then yeah, we'll watch everything else to the upside. But again, big. I got my fingers and toes crossed as I say that because while the market is heading higher at the moment, I'm fully ready for this to do an about face and head lower. We are sort of in all-time high territory. We got to remember that, right? So we are at all-time highs on the SPY. We're just below the all-time highs on the Qs. So I think that we could either pop through and go higher, and everyone will be very excited, or they could say maybe not today. And so again, I'm fully ready for either direction.
Yeah, yep. On my list, I guess I'll add Lululemon. I'll add as a secondary. This should be fun. Actually, primary should be good today. To see how these guys trades. So it should be fun. Looking at their shorts here, man. $80 shorts. Does this make you run faster? It $80 shorts. I don't know. Again, I don't have problems spending, but I guess not on shorts. When
But the thing is, Carlos, what's fascinating to me is they used to be, yeah, super expensive high end brand. They
okay, yeah.
still, I think, occupy that niche, but their
Mm-hmm.
prices, basically their competitors have raised their prices to come in line with them. I don't know. I've been watching the US Open. I know I've mentioned this a few times, but
Yeah.
so many of the competitors are wearing this what is it? I always forget now. The L3. I think it's they just have L3 on everything. And I'm like, what the
Mm-hmm.
heck is this L3? It's an Adidas sub brand. And I was looking at the price of like the tennis outfit, like the men's, you know, tennis shorts and tennis shirt came in at like $300 US. Y3. Thank you. Y3, Chris, is what it
Y3.
is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It was like $300, $150 each for like a an exercise shirt. Come on, people. So, anyways, like the women, a lot of them are wearing the same dress. You know it because it's white with this cool pattern. It looks cool. But after the 18th tennis player wears it, you're like, all right, whatever. But that dress is like $400 or something. Like it's. I'm thinking, all right, so maybe Carlos, maybe we're out of touch. Like Lulu doesn't feel as
we
expensive
Yeah.
compared. Like that's just Adidas stuff. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. All right, friends. Okay, that's our list. That's what we have so far. So on my list, AVGO again today. The AVGO looks awesome. So definitely we'll be looking at this one. Again, normally doesn't trade very well, but I think today is going to be their day. This pre-market activity. If I change the name on you, you will never guess this is AVGO. I mean, it is just that good this morning. So let's see if that continues. And I got Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, Lulu, and Baba on the secondary list there. So let's go to you guys. What do you guys like this morning? We'll start here in our chat with our members. Let's see some tickers that we have on deck. SMR, we've been looking at that one all week, I feel. It's been a short week, but we've been looking at that one. And today, let's take a look at what SMR is up to. Yesterday, it sold off pretty nice. And it kept going, actually. I haven't seen this. Look at that. Kept going after the initial sell-off and went all the way down to 36 from opening up at 41. So not bad. I'm not sure if today you're definitely probably not going to get that type of action again. That was pretty nice there. I'm not sure what to expect. We'll have to wait for the market open. Right now it's up 3.8, 667,000. Could be a great secondary actually. So I'll add it to my list and let's see what happens on SMR this morning. CLS. We looked at this earlier. Someone mentioned that this is not. We were saying that this is a gold ticker, but someone said it's not a gold ticker. You sure about that? It's an electric company in Canada, Peter? We'll confirm.
CLS.
Yeah.
Celestica. Oh yeah, that's not a. That's not a mining company.
Okay, so
No,
Canadian.
no, they're
It's one
they're
of your electric
yeah,
companies up
they're
there.
like they used to be a vendor to Nortel Networks that I used to work for. They basically make electronic components, networking gear, things like that. So engineering. They're an engineering company more than anything. Oh, did we lose Carlos?
Oh
Did we
no,
lose
I'm here.
me?
What's on mute?
Oh,
No, no,
okay.
I'm here.
We're here. All right.
Let's take a look at Bill. Aaron, is that a ticker? Bill Holdings. Just gonna check here. It is a ticker. Never. I don't think we ever looked at this before. But yeah, no, 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 no. This is not in play, man. This is 35 million shares traded. Only up 8%.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
this is no bueno. For the way I
What
trade.
an ad.
Again, you got an ad, you said?
You just call up different. I'm looking for news on things. I was looking
Uh-huh.
up Bill Holdings, and I got this ad for Scott paper towels, and they basically had a bunch of pigs running loose through someone's house, and then they were showing how they could clean it up. What a nightmare of an ad! Like literally, they
Yeah.
had muddy pigs just running amok in someone's house. Good, very effective. Anyways, because I'm talking about it, but that's
Yeah.
just it
It
made me
got you.
shudder.
It got you.
It
You know,
got me. It got
the
me.
other day, man, and if you're in New Jersey, this can happen to you. So again, I'm letting you know now. Be careful. I went to get to the Easy Pass, New Jersey Easy Pass, right?
Oh yeah,
To check my
I got
account,
one of
make sure
those.
everything is good, and add money to it. Because for some reason it didn't automatically do it, and I was getting an alert, hey, you got to add money to your account. So okay, so I log in, I type in, and don't type this, njeasypass.com. Don't go there. I'm like, whoa, what is happening? I think Peter just went, that's why the screen went black. But I went there and I'm like, what is this about? So they're taking these websites and putting, and some of you guys are going to go there because it's just not going to, you can't hold the curiosity. It's like, what is going on here? How do these guys get this .com to do that, right? That's not the actual website. It's actually easypassnj.com, right? So it's crazy how they're
Yeah.
taking these names with the
Gotta
.com address
be
and
careful.
forwarding it to places that your kids should not see. So be very careful. All
Look,
right,
look, I got one.
what's that?
See, look,
Oh, you do got it. That's an NJ one. How do you? That's a New York one. That's a New
that's
York
New
one.
York.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, it
okay.
works, in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and it
Nice.
works through it.
Very good.
Anyway,
Which is smart, Peter,
uh,
because if you come with a non-local Easy Pass, they'll charge you more. There's some bridges that are almost as
yeah,
double if you don't live here. So smart
I
for
know.
you to do that.
I just bought one at a rest stop one day because this is old. This thing because I used to when my daughter went to university in Connecticut, I would drive
Yep.
through New York States and Connecticut and Pennsylvania, and it's easier nowadays. Back in the day when I was doing it, like if you didn't have one, you had to stop at the thing, right, and get the ticket. You remember the old tickets that you had to
Oh
get?
yes, yeah. Don't lose
And
that
nowadays,
ticket.
yeah,
Done that
now
before.
there's no tickets, right? Like they just bill you. Everything's just drive straight through. You don't stop no matter what. But if you don't have a pass, they just, like you said, charge you more because they got to find you. So
Yeah. I remember coins,
anyways.
man. Remember the coins? You used to give you a token, and you put a
Oh,
token
the
on the other
tokens.
side.
That's
Oh yeah.
that's going back. Yeah,
Yeah, going way
yeah,
back. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Anyways.
friends. We don't have anything else. I think our list looks pretty good here. Let's take some names off of YouTube and see what we got going on. CoreWeave. I know CoreWeave has been somewhat in play. Before I get off Brace here, Brace looks okay. I think Aaron gave me this one. Aaron or Aaron, depends on how you pronounce it. That's the name that
Aaron?
Aaron or Aaron. It depends on how they pronounce it. I got friends that do it differently, and I'm like, it's spelled the
Is
same,
it
but
Aaron?
there's two A's.
Aaron is one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best skits ever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron. Anyways,
Yeah. So.
never mind.
A little bit light on volume on this one. Looks better pre-market wise. So I see why you're looking at it. Big gap up
Lucky.
24%. 24% up this morning. So the gap is there. We'll have to see how it does at the market open. But again, not my typical type of stock based on how low the volume is right now. But watch it. Let us know how it goes. If you see something great, call it out. See something, say something. That'd be awesome. Here's CoreWeave. CoreWeave up 3.5, 863,000 shares traded. Active pre-market activity, not the easiest stock to trade, but I think it's worth putting on a secondary. I do like watching it more than I do like trading. I have to say, there's stocks are like that. That it's just like, hey, I want to watch this. I know I'm not going to trade it, but I want to see what's going on. CoreWeave is one of them because they gave us a lot of action. If you guys remember earlier, well, not earlier, but back in May, if you guys remember the run this thing had, right, from $20 to 170, 180. I mean, it was just insane. And every day we were watching, it was like moving like 10, 15, $20 at times. So a lot of fun. We're not seeing those days anymore, but still fun to keep an eye on. All right. With that, Peter, anything else? You got
we just got a whole conversation over names. I love it. So Key and
Nice.
Peele, man, for the win. We've got a good friend named Denise, and I call her D Nice ever since that skit. I can't help
D Nice.
So D Nice.
Oh man.
Balake. Yeah, and then Balake.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right.
Good stuff. Fun.
All right, good times. They've done some awesome skits, frankly, and their movies are pretty good. They've broken off and done their own things. If you've never seen,
never seen their movies. Their skits are great, but I've never seen a movie.
Their skits are good. Did you ever see when I always forget who is Key and who is Peele, frankly, but when one of them did, he was the interpreter for Obama at the Correspondents' Dinner. And that's pretty good too. He just stood beside him, and he Obama did his normal sort of political speak, and he would interpret it, and it was well done. Anyways,
yeah, I haven't seen that one. Yeah. The translator.
Okay. Anyways, all right.
Awesome.
Let's get back to stocks. Yeah, so I think there's some good things to watch here today, guys. I think there's a couple on the downside that we can take a look at and see if they stay on the downside. We got a lot of stuff to the upside. I'm pretty enthusiastic for this market. Now, it is a Friday, and I will say, despite, if you've got kids, you're sending them back to school, at least here, Carlos, the weather's cooled a little bit. I went out this morning. It was a cooler run than I've had in a while, though I haven't been out for a week and a half after I hurt my Achilles. But anyways, it's still summer trading. Summer trading, we got about one more week, the way I measure it, on summer trading, because I find that the volume and the big enthusiastic market movements don't hit quite yet. It's usually we need another week. Probably it'll be signaled by the rate announcement. Maybe it'll be a little bit earlier than that, but I'm thinking that, I'm hoping by sort of mid next week, end of next week, we'll really start to see those fall volumes come in, but they're not here yet. So consider this a summer like Friday. That would be my advice. Because then if it goes really well, you'll be pleasantly surprised, as opposed to jumping into a bunch of stuff expecting big moves, and you may get disappointed. So let's just wait and see. But I'm cautiously optimistic for today.
Yep. Same here. Looks good today. Should be a great day. All right, friends, let's get to our website, beararbitrage.com. You can always see what's happening there. Let me bring this up. Head over to beararbitrage.com. Click on webinars at the top, and you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Friday. We had my first bootcamp meeting yesterday, Peter. So that was awesome. Looking forward to that. But let me get Friday for you here, and we'll see what. Speaking of bootcamp, perfect time to for this Friday meeting.
With the technical issues, we're running a little bit slow, but that's good because we don't have a lot happening here on Friday, so I can go faster. So I don't think we have actually anything on our social calendar for Bearable Traders today. With the bootcamp having just started, Mike, if you're out there, you can tell me. I don't think you're doing a prep meeting because we just started the meeting, so don't need that anymore. And then still goes. Okay, I stand corrected. The bootcamp prep meeting still goes. So if you're interested, it's at noon today. You can attend if you've already signed up for a future bootcamp. Just go to the P Capital Trading website and you can get the information as to where to go, because we always do those meetings in our Google meeting rooms associated with the camp. So that's at noon, like I mentioned today, for boot campers only. If you want to join us at Bearable Traders, I mean, we've got stuff happening all the time because we're always trading. We've got all of our 1,000 friends here that are trading with us at Bearable Traders. Go to bearabletraders.com. You can scroll down. You can see the deals, whether you want to join using the intro offer or all the way up to the Elite Annual, which right now is on sale. best deal you'll get all year. That I can guarantee you, 60% off for the low price of only $999 for the full year. You get access to everything that we offer at Bear Bull Traders, all the courses, all the recordings, full chat room access. It's all there for you. So it's a great deal. And really, trade with the community. It's hugely valuable for those that are on YouTube. You probably value, right, the time that we spend with you, but by noon we're done and you're left alone the rest of the day. We have lots of content and material that happens at Bear Bull Traders that you can't access just through the YouTube channel. So check it out. It'll be worth the investment and help you on your trading journey. And hopefully we'll see you, Bear Bull Traders, soon. But on YouTube, we do deeply appreciate you. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and that'll help the growth of the channel. Carlos, I know on YouTube, we're doing some giveaways today for anybody that's joined Lambos and Garbage Trucks. We're going to be doing some giveaways later this morning. So continue. I think we've got some more audiobooks to give out, and we'll give the opportunity for one person to join us in Thailand. So we have a number of traders who are going to be doing a live session in Thailand. Did we do that yesterday, or are we doing that today?
Yeah, we actually got Matt Props one yesterday. I'm not sure if Andy's given another one because he was supposed to do one today. So I don't know if he just moved it up because he was excited. Okay. But Matt Props, he won, a good member of ours. So look forward to meeting him. He's going with his wife as well. So yeah, awesome. Should be a lot of fun. Man.
Cool.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. But yeah, we'll give out some audiobooks and we'll see what else Andrew wants to give out later today. So stick around for that. And yeah, guys, that thumbs up really helps the channel. Again, for the growth of the YouTube and the algorithms and all that AI goody stuff. So we're sitting at 178 is what I have right now. 834 people watching. So if we can get any support, we really appreciate it. All right, friends, let's get to some levels. SoFi was being mentioned. Yeah, it looks good pre-market. I like what I'm seeing here. 1.7 million shares trade. I think Mohammed over on YouTube sent that over to us. Daily has been pretty nice since August. So you're seeing a lot of movement here on the daily. I'm going to throw in a secondary. I won't do levels for it, but I will pay attention to see what comes out of SoFi. I know a lot of people love to watch this ticker. Today seems to be in play. All right, let's go to AVGO, which looks awesome this morning. Let's set up some levels here. As we're scrolling up, high of the pre-market all the way at 352.55. The low is around at 320 is the low here. And what's going on? Are we at all-time highs on this thing? I know this thing was priced pretty high, but let's see. Oh, hey, look at this.
I think we
look at this. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, it's been really on a tear, like the last 2 years actually. If you had entered this thing a couple of years ago, it used to be a very boring stock. Broadcom was like one that you could have spent 5 years and not gained more than a couple of bucks on it. Then it really took off about 2 years ago. You can go from what, 25, 30 bucks up to 350. It's not bad.
Yeah, look at this daily. It's just insane. So all-time highs, nothing else up there for you. And we're just blowing through our previous all-time highs. I mean, just blowing right through it. You can see here, this was the last all-time highs. There's no other levels up here. So nothing really else for you to mark down besides the high of the pre-market. If you look at this pre-market action, it just looks amazing. So we'll keep it on there. All right, let's continue next with Tesla. Tesla also doing some cool stuff here. We're up nicely, 2.7, good volume as well. Levels, high of the pre-market just created right now, 348.35. Towards the bottom, if you look here, you got plenty of levels. Do not need to add anything else. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close, just a bunch of stuff down here. There's only one level that is not covered here, which I don't think we'll need today if this thing continues. Is going to be this 335.49, right? So this area here is not being marked by any of the automatic levels, but I think it's worth putting on there just because there's so much touches going on there, so you definitely want to have that there. The next one you want to slam is going to be up here on the daily, 355.31, and once you do that, I think you're pretty no, I want to add this one here as well. This area, not the best level, but you got this area 351. You have a couple of days opening, closing right at that area. I think that's worth noting down as well. So looking forward to Tesla, probably one of my favorites to watch this morning. AMD, nice drop to an area of support. You got a level already on there, which is covering your low of your pre-market, so do not need to do anything else. Towards the top, you're very well covered. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Look at this major previous day close level at 161.79. That 162 area, You could see how many touches you have, your support and resistance, all that good stuff happening there. So you don't have to add anything. I'll be on the lookout for that. King of all levels there. 154.47 towards the bottom in case, and just, I mean, I thought it would do this today. 149.38. The wheels really have to fall off for AMD to get anywhere near that, but anything's possible. Here's Nvidia also finding support around this area. The last this whole week has been hanging out around 168, has been able to bounce back. Today they're feeling a lot more pressure than they have this entire week, so that could be a little bit tougher to do today. Towards the bottom, I'm going to mark down 167.26. Below that, we'll mark down 167.65, and you're all set when it comes to Nvidia. Let's go to leggings. I mean, Lululemon, not leggings. Lululemon is the company name. And
Leggings Corp.
The leggings shorts, $48, $78 shorts company. 164.05 is the low of the pre-market. 172.06 is the high. Again, big drop for them today. Definitely in play. Love the volume. And wow, they have not been here. They've been enjoying themselves. They have not been here in quite some time. Is this all-time low? No, it can't be. Stop it. No, it's not all-time low.
No, I don't think so.
Things are not that bad. All right, so let's go in here. It's going to be 156, right? And then towards the top, maybe 180. I'm going to fine tune this levels a little bit more a little later. But there's Lululemon. Again, big drops. Them 52-week low. And they're hanging out at 480. Wow, 400 beginning of this year, and it looks like the rug is being pulled here. All right, so that does it. Peter, what's our team watching? Then we'll hand it off to Andrew and Brian trading live in our chat today.
All right, guys, we're getting close to the open, so let me go quick. Thor's going to be watching a number of, looks like futures offerings and Tesla. Jared's going to look at Lululemon, Broadcom, and AMD. Gary's watching Tesla. Mike just taking an eye on the scanners. I'm going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, PLTR, Lululemon, and Broadcom. Lenny's going to be watching Broadcom, Micron, AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Amazon. And Eamon has got nothing on the go today, so he's going to just look and see what's moving and take advantage of anything that happens there. You can see Carlos's list at the bottom. Pick out of that all that we've mentioned, what you will, or pick your own stocks, whatever you do. Trade smart, everybody, and let's have a good Friday together. Again, I'm feeling enthusiastic, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be reckless, I hope. It means I'm going to try my best to stay balanced and just look for trades when they present, up or down, long or short. We'll see what the market brings.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, over in chat, we're going to disconnect. Brian should be on any second now. Good morning, Brian. And we'll let you guys have an amazing trading day. Have a great weekend if I don't talk to you later. But yeah, take care, guys.
All right,
we're off chat. We're continuing on YouTube.
Switch over my platform here. Get ready for the open. I have to start shutting down some of these web pages.
Yeah.
Ease the load on my machine.
Very nice. So someone asked, what are the red dotted charts on my red dotted lines on my chart? And there's a few of them, right? Hold on a second, guys. My mom is calling me. She doesn't really call me at this time, so something's up. I'll call you guys.
Gotta take mom's call. Yeah. Yeah, I think he uses those to mark daily levels on his chart. He'll come back and tell us for sure. I actually use the red lines for myself to mark the high and low of the previous 2 days. That's what I use them for. And I actually use dots versus dashes to distinguish. The dashes are the highs and the dots are the lows. So it helps to keep things in mind. But anyways, that's what I use it for. Guys, NVIDIA is suddenly taken off lower here, but it's got great volume here this morning. I do like NVIDIA. I'm going to have to, I'm going to put these other stocks here I'm watching Broadcom, by the way, just popped higher. And what do we sit now? We got to be like 2 minutes before the open. What time is it? Yeah, a minute, just over a minute before the open. So let's get ready. Again, don't jump into anything too aggressively. I'm waiting to see if we get the reversal type patterns. I don't know. I don't know why. I just have that feel for today. But again, market's pointing higher. Most things going higher, except for NVIDIA and AMD. but I just we'll just see what happens here.
Yeah.
Broadcom having a good morning.
I like
Open.
Broadcom, man. I
Let's see.
really do. Is Brian having issues getting into the chat? If he is, we can stream into the chat now, but we want to check that real
I
quick
think he
here.
just got on the microphone. Let's see here.
I saw him come on. I don't see him
He-
on.
He's on the microphone now, so he's got that.
Okay.
He's trying to get his camera working. There
Okay.
you go. He's got his screen going.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. All right. Looks like he's good, Carlos.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's get going. Let's see. Guys, the open is about 3, 2, 1. Let's go here. There's the opening bell. I'm going to wait and see what we get. I'm really looking at a potential short here on NVIDIA. I got in with a small size just on the anticipation it might pop up on me. It didn't pop up at all, but I'm hoping that I can get in good here and get a good opportunity. All right, moving my stop to break even on NVIDIA now, and we're definitely moving here. In fact, let me, in case it goes higher, I might just get out and get back in. Set my stop just a few cents below my entry. All right, there we go. Good move here. Taking that first partial on NVIDIA. In fact, I'm going to take a little more off here just in case we pop back up. Move my stop down below my entry. Oh, and because I'm using a different approach here, do I have a screen to share? Let's see what I can do here, Carlos. I don't know if you can see my screen in the sharing method. There you go. There's my trade. I was right in very quickly. I told you guys what I was looking for, that I was looking for a pop-up in NVIDIA. Didn't do it, so unfortunately, I don't have as many shares as I would like. But NVIDIA is a good short here. So let's see what we can get. I'm taking another partial because it's getting some support here. So we'll see what happens. Now I got to hold. I'm going to move my stop again. My entry, as you can see here, is 167.96. I'm going to move it actually 167.90. Have we lost Carlos, or is he?
No, I'm here. I was
Hope you
resetting
guys
my
can hear me.
mic because it was
Okay.
acting up a little bit. Yep. So
You're good.
But yeah, I hear you loud and clear, my friend.
So I am. We'll see. This may be a short-lived trade, but sometimes that happens at the open. Like I say, I'm not trying to predict where things are going. I just taking advantage of moves as they present. Lululemon popped up at the open, and Broadcom is dropping. So those both went the opposite direction of what they were doing pre-market. So
All right, here we go. Okay. All right, coming up on 3 minutes. Let's see what we got going on here. AVGO, Tesla. Tesla's looking pretty nice here for a possible continuation. So that looks interesting. AMD, NVIDIA, Lululemon above the view. That's also looking pretty cool here. All right, so I'm looking for a 5-minute RB. So I'm gonna sit here and just see if there's anything that good that shows up. Although some stuff is running pretty nice right now. My email address, carlos@bearbootraders.com. I'll type it in here. You can always send me an email there. My response time is a little slower for the next 2 weeks, just because of boot camp. Yeah, that's it. But and I say slower, it's like it's not a week or two. This might be a little more than 40 hours, like 2 days instead of one, or the same day. So not anything crazy. All right, so Lululemon, Nvidia, AMD, Tesla. Just looking to see what we can take advantage of here. AVGO heading back down. AVGO could be a great short. Could be one of those shorts. It looks to me, again, this is not a strategy. One of these shorts that will just keep going for a really nice time, all the way down to like 341. It
Yeah.
looks like there could
Hey,
be some
but
profit taken here, man. Some serious
be
profit
careful,
taken.
man.
No,
This
I'm
thing
not. I
could
won't short
bounce
it.
though
No, no, no.
off the
It's not a
levels. Yeah.
strategy. No, no. This is
It's
straight,
not a strategy.
not a strategy,
Just making things up.
non-expert advice. But it looks like one of these stocks like it's gonna go down to like 340 and say, "Hey, we don't belong all the way up here." I don't know, man. We don't know. But here we are at the VWAP on a VGO, and let's see. Peter, are you still in a trade? You still short Nvidia?
Yep. In fact, I just added to my short on Nvidia. Let's see if I can get
Nice.
a move lower. I moved my break even a little lower than I wanted, but I
Yep.
added a good size in, and I'm hoping for a break to low of day. So
Nice.
I saw a reversal on
Nice.
the ask. So the ask orders were disappearing, and some were showing up in the bid, but the bid ones are gone now. So this
Yeah.
may get me stopped out. We'll see what happens. And Nvidia's got it's got lots of room to move either way, right? It can certainly go a lot higher. It can also go a lot lower. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm you know I'm sitting nice on it. I got my partials. Look, we're only 5 minutes into the day, and I got into
Yeah.
this trade. When did I get into this trade? I got into this trade at 14 seconds after the opening bell. So yeah, I
Yeah.
wasted no time on this one. So whatever happens, you know what? I'm doing okay.
Nice, man. Love it. Love it. Andrew is in chat. Good morning to you.
Come on,
And
Nvidia, go down.
I'm looking for something here. See what we find. So no trades for me yet, friends. I'm looking at AVGO. It looks like it wants to sell down. I might regret this later. It really looks like it wants to sell here. So
Mm.
uh,
Are you actually taking it? Are you going to short it?
I am so close to taking it, man. So close to taking it. It's like
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know. I really don't know
yeah.
because usually
I
when I call these things, I'm wrong because it's not my trade. I don't spend my time watching these types of things. Like
yeah. No,
Nvidia's really
understood.
tentative
Yeah.
here at this level. It's got orders that keep appearing on the bid and the ask side, so it's hard to know which way this thing is going to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
This would
lose
be a
here.
trade that
Oh,
if I
wow,
wasn't
that's
live with
weird.
you guys, I probably would have been short already
So,
on
sorry,
AVGO.
Carlos.
But
Just
go ahead.
look quickly on my screen. I don't know if you've got my screen there. This is one
Yeah, I
of
do.
those
Yeah.
unique things. Stops aren't foolproof. If you guys can
Right.
look at this. Look, on my stop, you can see. Look, my stop has been set for a couple of minutes, and look at the candle. The candle actually spiked through my stop, and I didn't get triggered. I didn't get stopped out. See that?
Yeah.
So technically, I should have been stopped out there, but for whatever reason, it didn't trigger. So, and I
Yeah.
mean, right now, I'm feeling happy for that. But that's interesting that you got to be careful in these things. These
Yeah.
stops
Well,
are not always
if the
foolproof.
bid doesn't get up there, you're not gonna get
Right.
filled, right? So yeah, yeah.
You could just have some
Mm-hmm.
orders filled, or maybe there wasn't enough shares at that level to fill me.
Somebody else
Other
got in
people
front of
took
you.
them. Were in
Yep.
front of me exactly. So
Yep.
that's a good example of if it had kept going up, I would have got a worse fill. I probably would have been filled above my stop. Um,
Yep.
and but in this case, it dropped back down, so it just sort of didn't trigger in it. The order just stayed there. So.
Yep.
Anyways, Nick C, I'm trading using DOS Trader Pro as the platform. The broker who actually executes my orders is Interactive Brokers. So that's the connected broker I've got to my platform. It doesn't usually happen, but it was just interesting when I saw. I mean, I didn't even see the orders, to be honest. I just saw the candles suddenly appear, and so obviously it happened fast. There couldn't have been that many shares at that level. So, but just to show you, sometimes these things happen. So that makes me think that maybe I want to move my stop down a little bit to protect on this, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it. We'll see what happens. I like the 167.67 number. So,
Yeah.
all right, I need to get down below 166.50, which would be a new low of day. Officially, the low of day is 166.41. So I'd like to see us get down there for me to take another partial.
Nice.
Otherwise,
Nice.
I'm going to sit and wait, and if it comes back and stops me out on this trade, then I'll be stopped out. See what's the market doing. Market is not doing much. Okay, Lululemon
God.
moving higher.
Piece of.
AVGO.
Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Not you, me, me. Not you, me. I'm an idiot.
I know you're not talking to me.
No. That's you.
Well, looks like I might get stopped out. We'll see. It's Nvidia's moving back up.
Rob, no, I'm not sure on AVGO. I talked all about it, and I didn't.
There you go.
Join
There you
HVA VGO.
Right.
Mohammed did. Mohammed took it.
I got stopped. Interesting that this time it actually filled me a penny below my stop. You guys saw my stop at 167.67. Actually got filled at 167.66. So I got a favorable fill. So all right. So look, I didn't get anything extra. My ad didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. Hey, them's the breaks.
Yeah. This is gonna hurt. This AVGO, I'm telling you, 340. It's gonna go down so much. Yeah. It's gonna drop 340. Oh.
We've talked about these many times, Carlos, and once you become an experienced trader, these are the situations that hurt more than a loss. A loss is a loss, right? Hey, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
Move on to the next trade. The worst ones are where you had it lined up, you talked about it, and then you didn't push the button. Right. Now, for your sake, I actually hope this comes back up to 349. It makes you feel better.
Does that feel better? Yeah.
Go that far. Right. It's funny how that really does make you feel better because you're like, oh well, it didn't go that far. I didn't really miss out on much. Right. The worst thing is when it just goes hard and heavy in the direction that you had, predicted that it would go in.
Agreed, man. Agreed. I think it's gonna drip all day, man. It has that feel to it, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. And Nvidia's getting a push here higher, and we've got no cameras here on YouTube. You know that?
Yeah, because it's the way your screen is set up. I only have it here.
I see.
Yeah, so I gotta.
I got it.
Yeah, we gotta figure out the Zoom stuff. I gotta see why you couldn't connect.
Yeah, that's right, because we're not using the typical. So my bad. All right.
Yep.
So should I? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta set your camera back. That's one of the benefits of Zoom.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I need to do that. There I am. I'm back. All right. See, I forgot how to use the Zoom function because we've been using the other way.
So much better.
The direct vMix access. All right, Nvidia's moving higher right now, and it looks like Tesla's bounced off of VWAP and is coming back.
AVGO's. Let's see. Some people think long here.
All right. I just want to be clear with everybody, just so you know. I've got a manual desk here. See the little handle? So for me to raise or lower my desk, I've got to crank the handle. All right. I just want you to know that, because otherwise, if I just have my camera like this and all you see is me sort of acting weird, if you can't, you wonder what I'm doing over here. Cranking my desk. Yeah, I went for a run this morning, and my legs are just. I need to stand because my legs are seizing up in this chair. Oh, so anyways, look at Tesla at high of day.
All right, let's. I'm taking this thing off my list. I don't want to see it no more. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Just take it off the watch list. I'm gonna take it off my. I don't want to see it. I want to hear about it. I'll look at it Monday. Let's focus on something else. For those that took that, congrats. You guys are crushing that AVGO. So, all right, let's see here. PLTR looking good.
I like how everybody's like, get yourself a desk. You know, I bought this desk because I didn't know if I actually wanted a standing desk and if I would use it. It was meant to be a temporary thing, and I've been
Yep.
using it for like a decade now. And it's just a like a cheapo $150 IKEA desk, but it works. And I
Yep.
hate waste, and I can't bring myself to buy a new one because this one works. Like, you know, it works. Why do I need to get another one?
100%. 100%. All right, let's
All right.
see. Andrew on TSL doing very well right now. It's just this thing is popping up. TSL, as you guys know, is another ETF for Tesla. So Tesla here pushing up
All
pretty
right.
nice.
So Tesla Andrew in the chat room is trading Tesla. Looks
Yep.
like it's going well for him. Yep, yep. Look, his arms are in the air. He's stretching. Then you know he's having a
Nice.
good trade. Let's see if he's listening to me. So you usually know Andrew's feeling okay when he gets the sort of the big old stretch going. So
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Man, nothing for me. I am in nothing at the moment, friends.
as opposed to Carlos, do you remember the good old days? I should use this to remind Andrew later. Let's see. I gotta find this. This is one of my favorite little gifts that somebody had put together.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why is sometimes the computer is so slow? Uh, Here it is. Oh yeah, this is old school. Do you remember this? When Andrew used to have a bad day. Let me change my screen over. There we go.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he used
Yeah.
to wear that hat for trading, and you could tell when he's having a bad day when the hat came off in
Oh yeah.
anger.
Yeah. And it's funny, you know, you mentioned the garbage truck. This was well before that. So I think the
Oh
garbage truck
yeah.
story, yeah, the garbage truck story I know, but I used to use garbage, man, when I was 2017, when I
Oh
was
yeah.
just
I
a
was gonna
member.
say this
Yeah,
video is
so
probably 2018, 2019 at the
yeah,
latest. Like it's
absolutely.
old. It's been
It's
around
old
for a long
because
time.
I remember when I was doing the name of Lambos and garbage truck, I did not think of the beeping garbage truck. That was not what came to mind. What came to
Oh yeah.
mind was what
Okay.
came to mind was I used to put
Really?
together this watch list, right? I used to come in, put my watch list
Yeah.
together, and then Andrew would come on 5 minutes before the market open. I'm here like 30 minutes before, an hour before, putting my stuff together and organizing and doing this and like I'm gonna figure it out today. And I have my tickers. Andrew comes in and he says, uh, uh, Baba, oh, this is garbage. And that was like the best one on my list. I'm like, damn, he thinks it's garbage. I can't have this on here. And it's just stuck with me, this garbage thing. He used to use that all the time.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's
That's funny.
hilarious, man. Good times, good times.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's what happens. Well, we have a lot of water under the bridge. We've been doing this for a while,
oh,
so
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of experience here.
And that's how the pre-market show was
Whoops.
born. We're like, we gotta prepare a little bit more than we do now for us new traders.
Yeah.
Myself at that time too. I mean, just we need that. AMD at the VWAP, guys. Yep, I'm looking at your messages. AMD at the VWAP here. Yeah, and then that's why this truck came about.
Yeah. There you
I'm
go.
telling you, next event we're gonna have a Lambo, Andrew's Lambo, and we're gonna try to rent one of these garbage trucks. It shouldn't be that expensive to get the city to lend us a garbage truck.
Oh, that would
Clean
be
one though.
awesome.
Clean.
Drive up in a
Like,
garbage truck.
lend us a
That would be
clean one. Don't
fantastic.
not with garbage in it. We don't want to be smelling crap all over
Yeah.
the place. Yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe we could give you test rides in both, right? If you're doing well, we'll give you the Lambo. If you're doing bad, we'll give you the garbage truck. We'll see what we do. All right, here we go. AMD. Let's see. AMD's getting the breakout. Let's see if we can get the retest, and this could be a nice one here.
You know, it would be super awesome
What?
if we could arrange that, Carlos, and get the garbage truck, like the garbage trucks that lift the the big containers.
Yeah.
the the whatever, the big metal ones, because they got the big spike out front. If we could
Mm-hmm.
get that like a forklift under the Lambo and lift the Lambo up,
Hell yeah.
Andrew's Lambo, have
Andrew,
him like sitting in it. We only have to lift it like 2 feet off the ground. I would pay good money for that photo
that
of
sounds
Andrew in his
disastrous.
Lamborghini on a garbage truck. Oh my goodness.
That's
I,
a great picture. We got to figure out the logistics though.
we got to figure that out. I'm sure we can like AI that, but I want it real, man. I want to see it.
You want the Tom Cruise effect. I see that.
That's right.
Oh,
Wow.
Tesla was great
Apple guys,
today. So
Apple is
Mike, yeah,
ugly.
go ahead. Yeah, we'll look at that here. But I got Mike in chat saying Tesla was great today. Surprised I didn't take it for a 5 minute RB. Yeah, man, I was stuck with AVGO, and look at this, man. It's going down. It's gonna to 340,
Yeah.
and I could have been here at 350. So I was looking for this one and just didn't take it. Did you trade that one, Mike? If you did, send me a screenshot, man, on Telegram. I'll bring it up here if you took that trade, or post it in chat. Yeah, tunnel vision. That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
It's funny, and
Well,
then
there's
I
only so
called it
many things
out.
you can watch.
Yeah, I
Mm.
called it out like, okay, AVGO is gonna do this, gonna do that, it's gonna do that, and then I'm just watched it to see if it did that, and it did, and I'm just like, what are you doing? It's okay.
And I think we both, I have to admit, I'm looking here, and at the time I was focused at the tail end of my NVIDIA trade, whereas I should
Yeah.
have been watching at that same time the Tesla bounce off the VWAP. That was actually a good VWAP retracement support
Mm-hmm.
and then push to high of day. Like, seemed
Yeah.
like I mean, obviously in hindsight, these trades are usually pretty easy. but but Carlos, it's sort of like your AVGO. Like, I mean, you can look now and say, "Oh, geez, look at that!" Right? You would have been $4 to the good, but look at the wicks on those candles. Like, so that should remind you of how this thing was moving. It was bouncing up and down within that candle range. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
easy as it. It's never as easy as it looks in hindsight. Anybody can trade
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
chart after the chart is formed, right?
Yeah.
Because that's super easy. But
Agreed. Here's Mike's trade from today. So here's Mike's trade. He took Tesla long for the breakout 5 minute RB, partial, 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 and then he still has some in here at the time of the screenshot. And here's his stop around 350. I probably moved up now. So Tesla continues to just,
wow.
man, look at that. Tesla's
That's
rocking.
yeah, that's a good buy-in.
Oh,
That's a good hold there because he had to hold through that bounce around the VWAP. So he knew what his target was. He held
yeah,
through the chop. Well done, Mike. Yeah,
yeah,
not as
yeah,
easy as it looks, that trade.
yeah, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Today's a great day. Today there's so much
He's not
happening.
alone. Gary,
Andrew traded he traded Tesla, right? I don't see his. Oh, he traded oh yeah, he traded
Gary,
TSL.
Gary posted a trade where he also took
Mhm.
Tesla. I see Alex on the palm tree in the chat room also traded Tesla, posted their trade. So we got a few people that have
Yeah.
that took that.
Alex on the palm tree, he copied Mike.
He's been around for a while.
He copied
He
Mike. Guys, the same entry. Very nice, guys. Very very nice. I think
He got
Andrew
in
went in.
before Mike, I think, actually, on
Yeah, he
this.
did. He did. I think Andrew too got into Tesla, but under TSLL. Market is dropping a bit here, guys, and so be careful. So here's what I do. I have on my one of my screens. I have Andrew, and I can see him live, and I actually use his screen to look at the Qs and the SPY because it saves me a monitor. So when he's on, I don't have to put those up. They're right on his screen, so that's pretty good. So SPY, see it dropping a little bit here, so as the Qs. And let's see here. Trade Canada traded TSLL as well. So, yeah. Good stuff, guys. Vinny, no, don't get FOMO, man. It's okay. Listen, I get it. I don't have FOMO. I'm actually excited for these guys taking great trades. But yeah, don't get FOMO for other people. I'm more pissed at AVGO because I didn't take this trade. Right? I'm more mad at that than anybody else making money. You're making money. I'm happy for you. I'm
Yeah,
excited. But and I know
yeah,
that you're not saying the opposite of that. I'm not trying to say that. But yeah, we gotta control the FOMO because that is a real thing. And especially when you're a new
Mhm.
trader, if you when you start out, FOMO for me was very real. So you gotta,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know, you know, gotta be able to control that. But yeah, this one's like, this could have been so good. So we're in a almost $8 drop from where I wanted to get in here. Can't think of it like that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Doesn't matter at this point. Um, AMD. I was also looking at AMD for a possible breakout on the VWAP. It failed right over here. You guys called it out, but it didn't give us our move, so we didn't take that. And if you're new to the channel, we got so much educational stuff, guys, on our YouTube channel, and then we have some extra stuff also in our Bear with Traders channel, in our membership. So just check those out so you can start learning what are we referencing when we're doing these strategies. When we're calling out the mountain pass, when we're talking about the VUP strategy, the 5-minute ORB, all that stuff is on our YouTube and BBT as well. Video is failing back again here, going under the VWAP.
Yeah, I'm watching Nvidia here. I still feel like Nvidia's going to go short, but I'm not. I don't want to chase it here because this is an area from which it's bounced several times.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tough trade here, but I do like the short idea, at least back to the low of the day. But it's the risk to reward is great right at the VWAP right now. You can see here we've been failing a little bit, right? We didn't get the breakout. Great example, guys. See the VWAP breakout here? Why you have to wait for the confirmation candle? These two are considered the breakout. Here's the pullback. This would have been your confirmation candle. You never get it. So you should have not been long here for a breakout. Same thing happens again here. Pullback candle. You never get the confirmation candle here. So you avoid these entries for a continuation and getting stopped out, right? So that's nice to see that. Not fake you out there. Sean, so yeah, yes, it is doing a consolidation, and I think it's still going to go lower. Again, my non-expert opinion, but my risk reward now here is not great. So that'll be the reason for not entering now. Like I think this thing is gonna go down to 340. I think the pop that it had today is you're still up 11% for the day. You're hitting all-time highs. You gapped up huge on the daily. I think there's gonna be some correction to this somewhat overreaction, I think, right? So, but again, careful shorting a strong stock, but the risk reward for me now is not worth it, right? Even if I believe it can go down to 325, that's a whole different strategy. So,
Yep. Lululemon's had a good morning. It's made back some of the losses that it incurred overnight.
yeah, it was definitely oversold, right? This Lululemon clearly oversold. It's down 22% or something. So, definitely too much. Apostolos Nicolaitis. Is that Greek? Is that a Greek name? But yeah, if you got in Lululemon early on, this is a very nice trade. Beautiful 5-minute RB as well. If you look at the 5-minute chart, very nice one there. If you took it for a 5-minute, VWAP breakout as well, looks pretty good. So yeah. Oh man, Harmon, POTR can do that. Actually, POTR looks good today. How are you trying to trade it? It's a beautiful short. Unless you're just getting picked off on the stops, right? Maybe the stop outs are picking you off today. That happens. Might have the right idea, but then the stops just keep getting hit. Short, always at open. Oh, okay. Last few days, gotcha. AMD maybe wanting to break down off the view at finally. Let's take a look at, yeah. Yep. Is Nvidia doing the same thing, Peter? Are you in Nvidia? Are you think?
No,
Doesn't look great. Yeah.
no, I didn't. I didn't get the entry I was looking for. So
Yep. Doesn't look good. AMD trying to retest the low of the day here. What about our secondary? I haven't looked at that. Here's Baba trying to break above the view at very light volume. SMR has been very active the last couple of days. Today, very interesting. 5 minute chart here. Look at the drop. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Core weave not in play. That's brutal. No volume. SoFi was active too. What we got here? SoFi. Yeah, I don't see anything awesome on it. Still has great volume though. Still moving pretty nice. Amif Thomas, good morning. Welcome. Better late than never, right? Shorted PLTR at the open. Yeah, you're sitting pretty if you did that. PLTR is how come we didn't have PLTR on the list? I didn't put it on here. It did treat us well earlier this week, so yeah, markets are feeling a little weak. And you can see things start to kind of react to it or reacting weaker. Look at AMD, low of the day. AVGO 340 and lower. This thing is gonna go through. It's gonna man. That is a beautiful thing. AVGO. I know you guys took that short. Some of you guys did.
yeah, through 340 now. You see through 339.
Yeah.
And my Nvidia's dropping.
Yeah, things overall market starting to feel a little pressure here as things are pulling back a bit. Matt, don't do it. Yeah, man, it's it's one of those days where there are some really great opportunities, man. I just didn't take them. Didn't take advantage. Lululemon, beautiful 5 minute RB. Let's go through it. Nvidia was a little tougher. A little tougher here. I don't see a play. I don't see a 5 minute RB. I don't see a view at breakdown here or up. AMD, nice breakdown from the VWAP. Tesla was nice, and AVGO was awesome. So yeah, a lot that looked good today. And so far this week, I have like 3 trades. 3 trades this week, Peter. That's it. Just looking for my 4th today. It's very interesting. I just got smacked by open negative 2R. Oh man, yeah. What did you trade? What strategies were you trading? It happens. Red days are part of the game. Milo, welcome. So nothing really has happened. I just think that we're just getting we're feeling weakness from the market right now. Overall market is feeling a little bit weak, and you're seeing that. You're seeing that on our usual suspects. But you have stuff like Lululemon. Look at this long all day. It's a great example too. Like I get the question a lot. Hey, this stock is down 22%. Do you think it's a short? I'm like, no. I don't think anything into the market open. And I see where the party's going, and then you decide if there's a way to join that party or not, right? There's somebody came on this week too. They were like, oh, you guys trade without looking at the news. Like, I could care less what the news is. Like, I really could. I don't care what the news is, positive or negative. Many times, it does the opposite. Like, it really does the opposite. Like, I would love to see a comparison of market opens, what was the sentiment on the news, negative or positive, and what the stock did all day. And I won't be surprised if it's the opposite most often than not, by a long shot. So here you are, Lululemon, you know, red into the pre-market and all green after the market open here. So nicely all green. AVGO green, all heavily green into the market open, into the open, in the open all red, right? So just play the price action, play the price action and see where things go. Apple. Ooh, Apple is, what's the garbage truck? Whoa. That is brutal, man. That is as ugly as the next iPhone they're gonna release.
I'm on mute. No wonder you can't hear me. Apple's pretty ugly today.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like you are on AVGO on Nvidia now, as it's back at low of day and looks like it's ready to go lower. If I'd taken it when I said, would have been fine. But did I? No.
Yeah.
Oh well. Code there done. I like it. The market has always been a combination of factors that move it, right? The primary factor that we have trouble assessing because we can't see it is the movement of money, right? It's really sort of big investment, long-term investment decisions that are made by deep pools of money in the market that truly make things move. But we tend to the short-term knee-jerk reaction that we can often react. Oh God, look at this!
No, yeah, it's a
drop.
Highway to hell.
Anyway, like that can often be driven by news, or more recently, pseudo news, which is really your social media type posts, right? Really, we never saw an impact of social media on trading before Trump's first presidency. The first time when he was president, the first time was really the first time ever that social media directly could move it. And it was Trump's posts directly that made that happen, because he would say things and then the markets would go, we don't know what to do with this. That would often create nervousness. Usually the market would drop. And we could almost count on the fact that when Trump was posting back then, it was on Twitter, the market would drop. Now, depending on what he actually said and the interpretation of that, the market could often recover right away, and you would get these sort of bouncy moves. And then, it started to evolve. Nowadays, we definitely see now this combined impact of news and social media, but it's still overwhelmingly driven by big money movement. And the problem is that big money movement, they purposely, they don't tell us what that looks like. So, yeah, and thanks so much, Stock Trader, for putting that in all caps and yelling at me. You're right. I missed an opportunity. Did anybody I called it. Again, how many days have we been here where if you guys just do what we say, you'd be better traders than we are. Carlos and I can call them. Apparently, we still need work on actually doing it. So, Carlos, we need to do some deep thinking over the weekend, maybe.
No, you know what it is too.
Yeah.
And again, there's good and bad to being live for us as traders. I'm talking as a trader, not as a host. As a trader, I don't want to be a bad example, right? But if I wasn't live, I would have taken a AVGO short. But then I had to explain what strategy did I take, and I didn't have a strategy, which is a gut feeling. And again, I do that sometimes here on the stream, no problem, and I explain it. But just didn't want to break the rule. I've been so good today. Every day has been green. I think every day is just 3 trades, 1 and done. So why would I want to mess up this Friday with some stupidity? And that was in the back of my head. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it preventing you
Right.
from taking the trade. So there is some kind of pressure that we have here to trade live, not as much as we used to before. Before the pressure
No.
was real, I would actually take a lot more trades because I wanted to entertain people and see, oh yeah, I'm taking trades. I don't do that anymore. That didn't work out well. I'm talking back when we first were doing live in not much on YouTube, but in the chat room. I don't do that
Yeah.
anymore, man. I just trade my style. You like it, you like it, you don't. It's okay. But you can't do that stuff. You can't let that pressure change the way you trade. But this is one, Peter. If I would have been quiet here, I would have taken this trade short, no question. But I would explain myself later whether it was right or wrong and what strategy it was.
Yeah.
uh,
I
oh
think
boy,
we've
oh boy.
well, we've both been there, and you're right. There's a unique pressure when you're trading live because you want to show, it's the balance between taking the trades you actually see, wanting to trade smartly, but also wanting to appear to be trading smartly. Right? Like there are trades that you might take that you're like, but this doesn't completely demonstrate the strategies I've been talking about. So do I want to take it or not? And it's hard. It's a hard balance. I admire someone like Andrew who seems to have naturally figured it out for himself, where he just freely trades. He doesn't worry about it, right? But he's got amazing success behind him to warrant his confidence. I think Carlos, you and I apparently need to keep working on that.
Yes,
So.
yes, yes, yes. Umberto says, "Are you not entertained?" Great, great movie. Part two. What do you think about part two, man? Gladiator. Oh, yeah. So what do you guys think about that part two? Part one was great. I loved it. Part two, not so much. Right? Yeah, I didn't like it. It was not bad, but it's tough to follow that act. Um, it's really tough to
That's true.
follow that.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, it did fall. It was. I think it was gonna fall short regardless. I just wonder if it was a standalone movie, would it be good or not? Because no matter how you slice it or dice it, you could try to be as indifferent as you would like. If you saw part one, which you probably did, and you saw part two, you're like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
If you could, but it's hard to watch a movie and just be completely independent of the previous one. So
I haven't actually seen the second one. Isn't it just sort of a retread of the first one? Like pretty much the same plot, just different characters?
Uh,
Uh,
supposedly this
uh,
guy is his son, and it's just I don't know. Storyline could have been
oh. Anyways,
yeah.
there's lots of other things to watch out there. I got
Yep.
such a backup of shows and things I need to watch. I'll never get to them.
Yep. All right, so we are on a nice.
Because
No, go ahead, Peter.
there's a quote that I read about a year and a half ago, maybe that I loved. That said, "You're better to read a good book 10 times than 10 mediocre books once."
Yeah, yeah.
And
Bruce
and
Lee
I
has
think about
something
that.
similar too.
I think
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
not only in my reading nowadays, but when I'm watching a show, and I'm like, if I really, really like a show or a movie, why not watch it again? Right? Like if I got something out of it and it had value to me, then watch it again. Like I've watched the first Bourne movie, I don't know how many times. Shawshank Redemption, that used to be on TV every time I traveled in the US on TMN, the movie network. I used to watch that like on repeat almost while I was doing emails in the evenings. But Goodwill Hunting, I've watched a few times. But Ted Lasso, I've watched the entire series 3 times.
What?
So
What? That is
yeah,
wild, man. I love the show. It's a great, great show. Ted Lasso is, man, that was really, really good, really funny. Love the characters there, man. The way they build that. But man, 3 times the whole thing, all 3 seasons.
yeah,
It's 3 seasons, right?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, I watched the first two seasons three times. The last season I've only seen twice because
Okay.
I watched the first two seasons with my wife, and then my aunt and uncle. They don't have access to it, so when I was traveling with them,
Oh,
I
okay.
watched it with them. So there is a
Yeah.
certain joy of showing someone something you love, right? So you can rewatch it with them because they're discovering it for the first time, and you're watching it with them. So I found that, and
Hmm.
then the third time was really just I put it on the background as I was trading actually and doing other things and still enjoyed it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Wow. What a market, guys. Please tell me you're short something for me and Peter right now because it is just unbelievable. Everything is just red, 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 at least right now. Spy's dropping. Spy's about to go
well,
red. I mean, Spy's
and
just
and can
about to
I
go
ask
red now.
everybody, go back and rewind this show from this morning. What did I tell you? This is where I'm patting myself on the back, right? Just because the market, remember, was overwhelmingly green. All the market
Mm-hmm.
indices were green. Everything was pointing higher. But I said, don't make assumptions on that basis. Let the market price action dictate. And, I said I was prepared either direction. I got my short off the open on NVIDIA. I missed the subsequent short, which my bad. But I mean, look what the market did, right? Despite being very positively green at the open, clearly we just went sideways and then now we're, going downwards.
In the red.
You never
Yep.
know. And we've done this enough times that, so you get used to that. And I think it helps you. It helps you understand that, no matter what the pre-market's telling me, once the opening bell rings and the big money weighs in, directions can change.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why, again, price action for the way we trade is king. Look at the price action, see what's moving, look at the market. Yes, study the news, understand what the news is. Some news trades better than others. But at the end of the day, we're heavy technical traders, and man, this market is beautiful for that right now. So if you did enjoy a trade, though, don't feel FOMO because what's going to happen in a couple of hour or two, you're going to start getting these reversals, right? It doesn't go down forever. So you're going to start seeing these opportunities when things starts leveling out. You can start seeing consolidation. There might be some double bottoms,
Yep.
looking nice here to get back to VWAP. So be on the lookout for that. Don't feel like you have to be in something right now, right? So because you could be right. The issue is holding through the pullback if your timing is off. That's usually the biggest problem on these trades, right? So when things are trending like this now. Joe, you're not the only one. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. So Joe's comment is, I don't feel comfortable going short. However, I do like ProShares inverse ETF. Yes, many people, I know many traders that do that. So yeah, I get you 100%. So if you feel like going, are you looking at one right now? Or are you going long? What are you looking at? What was Tesla? What was Tesla a VWAP breakdown? Uh, it was. Yes, it was. That is a VWAP breakdown. You can see it there. Here's the breakdown candle. Here's the pullback, and here's your confirmation candle. And it never tests your stop. And you're in here short. Yeah, this was a really nice VWAP breakdown. Like everything is selling off, but when you can find a strategy to actually join in on,
Right.
that is the challenge and what you're looking for there. This is one right here. Perfect. 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 Man, I missed that. Damn gladiator movies.
PLTR, Carlos. Another one that just, in hindsight,
Yeah.
look at that move down.
Yeah, BOTR straight down. I mean, this is just
Yeah.
held on to the
I mean,
9, tap the
yeah,
20,
see,
never look back. I mean, oof.
yeah. There's been a lot of stuff that's moved well this morning. There's more opportunity out here than you or I took advantage of. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunate for us. But I mean, at least I'm sitting on a green day. So, you know, but, but it could have been better.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, man. Look looks extended. Yeah, out of all of them, POTR does look extended more than like a Tesla or what's the other one? Maybe Nvidia also looks extended. But the reason why that is because if you look at POTR, like from the beginning, it's just straight down, right? So all the moving averages are looking like this. I'll show you the 5 minute, you can see a little bit better. Everything's just straight down, right? So it looks more extended than like Tesla, where you had to move up
Uh,
and then the move
yeah.
down, right? So this is still here, still within around where the market opened up. But yeah, PLTR, man, this is one to definitely keep an eye on, you know. Um, Carlton, yeah, PLTR is, I think it's algo land too. But man, there are some days where it trades very well. But we've seen both sides of this coin, right? We've seen it where it trades awesome like it is right now. And this week I got one trade on PLTR, and then we've seen it just be completely disaster like Apple was at the beginning
Yeah.
of this show.
We-
Look at this.
And we have to recall, right? Over 80% of all the volume traded on the stock market is algos, is computer
Yeah.
traded, right? So, no matter what we're trading, there's a large degree of automated trading going on. So, it's just a matter of whether it's balanced, I guess, by the retail trading that makes the patterns work and a little more predictable for what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Yep.
Some are overt, like you pointed out, Carlos. Like some days PLTR, you can tell it's in that mode, and then there's stocks that you just take one look at and you're like, okay, there's really only computers trading it. Like Neo used to be like that a lot. Today, it actually looks better than
Hmm.
normal, but whenever you see things that are trading within like a 1 penny range, then you generally know, ignore it. It's just algos. You're not going
Yep.
to get anything good out of it.
Yep.
Let's see.
All right,
I'll
friends,
find an example here today.
we are just 77 likes away from 400, and that's our goal, right? We want to hand this off to Andrew at least 400 likes. So if you can
That'd
help
be
us do it, if
great.
you haven't
Yeah.
had the chance to do that, help us do that. Thank you so much for whoever did that one there. But yeah, help us do that. It helps us a lot. 400 is our goal, and then we're very happy. Question in chat here is: what if the stock is up or down on the trend, right? And already far from VWAP, where do I enter? Well, that's the thing. That's where I don't enter, right? So now I don't have a trade. And Tesla is maybe a great example of that. So my VWAP breakout would have been here in this area. Now it's gone. I personally don't have a strategy. There are some strategies. Like I see great people get in on a trend trade. Like they'll get in on this pullback here, right? They'll jump in on this pullback.
Right.
They'll set their stop at the 9 moving average. They'll play it out, see what they can get. I don't have that on my trade book, so I just don't enter. Right, I don't enter until I see my next opportunity. And as you guys know, that's the hardest thing in trading is sitting like I'm doing today with nothing. That is not easy to do, especially when you start. Because when you start, you feel like you have to hit the button. You got to hit the button to
Right.
to be a trader. You know, so there's nothing for me at the moment.
Okay, guys. Oh, Carlos, I've got this. I've got the Romo now too. Look at
Oh yeah, on Nvidia.
just sitting here. Yeah,
Yep.
and anyways, like you, I called it. I wasn't sure. It wasn't really an A+ setup at the time. Not my, but I'm trying to get into more of these trades. I see the opportunity, especially now that we're doing this morning show. I'm a little more active than I normally would be in that first hour, and I see
Hmm.
the opportunities. So and look at the bid stacking up. Look at all these orders sitting down at 165 on Nvidia.
And we're
Oh my
going lower,
goodness.
man.
Anyways,
We're going lower.
yeah, it
I'm looking at
definitely.
Andrew's screen here. Again, this is what I look at. I have my SPY and my Qs. Well, I have, oh, look at that
Yeah,
NVIDIA drop.
yeah. Look at
It's going to go lower,
yeah.
man. It's not a, so,
Uh,
so reversal traders, please, 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 careful. Let this burn a little bit, before you try to touch
let
it.
it
Let it
burn.
burn. Don't
Let it
put your hand in
burn.
the fire. Trying to go long here. Just let's chill. Let's chill. So this is yeah. big drops, man. I guarantee you, Andrew's waiting for a reversal trade here. He's waiting for a pattern to go long back to the VWAP. We're gonna get our shot though. We are.
Yeah.
We are definitely gonna get our shot, but just gotta wait for that moment. So don't jump the gun,
Not gonna
guys.
miss my
Just wait.
shot. Not gonna miss my shot. Name that
Okay.
show
I don't know that. What is that?
/ musical.
I
If
don't
you know it, you know it.
You know. You
No?
know.
You haven't seen it? It's Hamilton.
No, I have not seen it.
There you go. See? Banner. Dr. Rock. Got it. Hamilton. Anyways. My wife's a big Hamilton fan, so I've watched it several times because she has watched it several times.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan,
I've
but
never
people
seen it
tell me
live.
how much they love it. So I do have to make my way to it.
It was very unique. There's been a couple of
Yeah.
musicals that have followed suit since, but Carlos, they took a very sort of traditional topic. I mean, Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the U.S., and they cast, they did a job of casting it where they didn't care if the people in real life were white. They just cast them with, black. It didn't matter what the race was. They just cast them with whomever they wanted to, and then all the music they're basically raps. And they're rapping historical, information. It was just such a unique thing, especially when it first came out. It's actually really well done, though, so it's worth watching.
Yeah. Nice. I'll do that this weekend.
You can learn
depending
something.
How the weather is.
You can actually learn some history.
Yeah.
In the process.
Absolutely. Oh boy. This drop is nice. Everything is red. AMD, Nvidia, Lululemon trying to recover, but this market is holding it back a little bit here. PLTR just new low again. BABA in the red. SMR, CoreWeave, SoFi. You name it. We are in the red. All right.
Hamilton came to my city about a month ago. It was here. And my wife bought tickets, and I was supposed to go with her, and I got punted because we learned that my niece, her niece, my niece-in-law, she's my niece, absolutely loved Hamilton. And so my daughter dumped me and took my niece instead. And they went to Hamilton together. And apparently the niece, she sung every word of every song along with them. She knew the whole thing by heart. So,
nice.
Yeah, there you go. I went to a basketball game instead with my dad. So there you go. Fine.
Good.
I'm going to kick that to Hamilton. I'm going to go do something else. Best day so far. Awesome. Good to hear. Hey, we got some good moves today. Again, this could have been a really tough day, especially if you were looking pre-market and thought, oh, we're going to go long, right? Everything's long. But if you just sort of followed the market here, some excellent short trades out there. And see, and Jim, don't get disheartened by that, right? When someone is having their best day ever, sometimes that's when you're having your worst day ever, and vice versa. You'll be having an awesome day, and it can be very frustrating if Carlos or I get it, are having a great day, and we're like, in our enthusiasm, we might say something like, "Today was so easy, right?" It was. Andrew does this all the time. And he drives me crazy, right? Because he's like, "Oh, it was so easy, guys! Like super easy trading," and you may be sitting on a big red day, and you're like, "What the hell, man? Like, it wasn't easy, not for me." So. It happens. I do the survey in the chat
you could
room
be,
all the time. And, yeah.
You could be like me. Peter, you're so wrong, Peter. You're so wrong.
That's right. There you go. And I was wrong. So
fun, man. Just gotta have fun.
That's trading.
But yeah, you're right. This is one of those
trading.
things where, you just can't get that FOMO, and it happens. It happens, unfortunately.
But you know, I mean, again, think of it like your favorite sports event. I love sports analogies because they work so well for trading. But whenever you're having sports teams compete, if you're a fan of the winning team, you're like, what an awesome game. This is going great. If you're a fan of the losing team, you could be like, this game sucks. This is horrible, right? You're watching the same game, totally different reactions to the game. Again, trading, it's the same thing. You just happen to be maybe on the losing team today. That's, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the reality of trading. With, as much as you're trying to make money, there's people working just as hard to try and take your money out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or robots. Either one. People and robots. So you added. So we had Pablo added for the first time to one of his trades. This would be a great day to try that to add, right? Because you got such a cushion probably from your entry. You got a pullback.
Yeah.
You add, and just see the drop continue, right? So there's a horrible day to average down because you'll be paying the price today. And I paid the price a couple of times on days like this, averaging down. It's gonna come back up. It's gonna come back up. We're down $20. A couple of grand, right? So, a great day to add in your winning trades, and horrible day to try to average down and do your will. The market's gonna beat you down pretty bad today. So, might have worked yesterday, might have worked last week, last month. Today, I don't know. Not today.
Weed. I like the name weed. Yeah, look, we definitely do our best to help the traders through the process. We're not here to try and sell you anything. I mean, the reality is support all the infrastructure that we've got. There's a fee if you join a community, but the reality is we started this community. I mean, Andrew is very honest and upfront with it. We started this community because, and Carlos and I have been around for a long time now because it helped us when we were learning, and we really just want to pass that on, right? Pay it forward, so to speak. How can we help others with their trading journey? I mean, Carlos and I don't need to spend an hour before the market open getting ready and doing levels
Not
and
anymore.
all that stuff. We could
right?
We could probably get that done in about 5 minutes if we were just sitting on our own.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
But
at the beginning, though, how much
process.
time did you spend at the beginning, Peter? Like getting ready for the market open? What was your routine? Mine was like an hour 45 minutes. Like it was intense.
Early on, yeah, it absolutely was. I would get up at 7. I would start facing up the market at 7. So yeah, it was an hour and a half.
Yeah,
or sorry, 2.5 hours. I mean, and
two.
And yeah,
Yeah,
because I started at 7 a.m. So I'd be doing a lot more than I ever had to, right? But over time, you learn to cut that down and be much more efficient in it. And then, of course, as my trading evolved, I learned that I'm not a good open trader, which means I don't have to focus so much on exactly what's going to happen at the open and worry about building those strategies. So it's, I think things ebb and flow. I'm actually happy where I am now. I like doing the pre-market show. I think it gives me good time to think about things. I've actually been trading fairly well at the open. Like you guys know, like the trades, I've shared pretty much every trade I've done at the open with you guys, and I think 90% of them have worked out for me. Not huge, but I've had a great green record. I've had very few losing trades here at the open. So I think I just need to get bolder, and I need to take more, which will increase the number of losing trades. But as a percentage, or maybe I should say net, it should still be beneficial to me. My winning percentage will probably go down if I take more trades, but I'm willing to do that, right? I just have to get it into my head to take them, and it's hard for me because I'm an under trader. I've shared with this, every day, right? Take the damn trade. It's hard for me to do that. So
things are starting to slow down a little bit. At least the drop is starting to pace off from the steady down. So I don't know if there's a stutter step to turn direction, or are we just going to continue in the same direction? But you see in POTR, the overall market is just kind of taking a little break here. Let's see if the SPY is done, or we're going to continue. Oh, thank you, man. We appreciate that. You're a lifetime member and you join us here. We appreciate the support. Appreciate it.
So yeah, look, this does feel like a bounce point. Often the market can recover. It's 10:30, which often I see that recovery point as well, where we get that market
Yeah.
sentiment reversal roughly around this time. Um, and if I look at Nvidia, we did get a
Ian,
big spike of volume when it hit the low of day. That candle we were looking at, Carlos, as it broke through 165, it actually
which
came
one?
through with a lot of
Which ticker?
volume and looks like it. Nvidia.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
We were watching that. Remember, we were looking for it to break 165, and then it did it. You can see it easily on a 1 minute chart where it did it with that spike of volume. It went down like 50 cents,
Yeah.
and then set that new low of day. And yeah, it looks like it's bouncing from that. Not quite
Yeah.
enough for me to take it long, but yeah, it looks like at least for this time being, we've halted this downward move of this Friday market.
Uh, Ian, so how long did it take you guys to be profitable? I hate answering this question. Scares
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
You could be better. I mean, it took me 3.5. You could be better. You could be much better. You don't have to be that far, take you that long.
yeah,
So I don't want to scare nobody, but it all just depends, like how disciplined. Maybe you're more disciplined than I was, or Peter, right? You just started in May,
yeah.
so you're very new, man. This takes a little bit of time. Just keep trading small. Like don't increase size like I did, like an idiot, at the beginning. Um, just keep your trading very small, risk very little. But and yeah, it could be longer, Benjamin. Correct. We don't know. We don't know. It depends a lot on the person and how they are as a trader. You know,
Yeah.
and what your goals are. This is important because many people, their goals are unrealistic, right? Unrealistic, and that's the problem. Like they could be profitable if they didn't have unrealistic goals. Like how many traders I did when I was on my earlier days, I'll get in, have a really green trade, and if I would have just partial hour or follow some kind of plan, it would have been a green trade, no problem. But like, oh, I want more. Oh, we're just up 250. Let me see if we can make it 300. 500. Next, by the time I'm done, because of the greediness, I'll be losing like $600 because I didn't take out the money when I had the chance, right? So, it all depends on the goal. You gotta have goals that are realistic, and not think you're gonna be making $10,000 a day with a $40,000 account, right? So, it's gotta be realistic stuff. So I think that's gonna help a lot too.
My answer is very similar to Carlos. I had an initial plan that I put together that had me profitable in 6 months after I started trading,
My
and
man, sounds
that
like
didn't
mine.
happen. Didn't happen. So realistically, it took me almost 3 years, but I was profitable at points, but consistently profitable 3 years before I finally started to realize some consistency. All that being said, I am still not on target for the original plan I'd put together, where I was going to be dropping, $1 million on luxury vehicles
uh,
that nobody needs.
Bugattis in the front of
You know,
the yard and all that fun
yeah,
stuff, and
exactly. The
F-150s.
Bugatti, you
Yeah,
know, thought I would
Cuban
just, be able.
$15,000 cigars. So this, I, I'm jumping topic, but it amazes me how expensive things can get. I
Oh
was
yeah,
looking at a website, Peter, and there's one cigar for $15,000. Like, come on. And I know you know about whiskey can go crazy. Like $30,000 for a
yeah,
bottle of whiskey. Like, what are
exactly.
you? No, no,
You
come
literally are
on,
going to
man.
smoke it. You're going to
It's
drink it.
you're
Like
gonna
it's,
smoke a
yeah.
$15. I mean, if you have the money, you have it. But even if I had it, maybe I would. I don't know. But it's
You
just
definitely light that cigar with $100 bill. You
there's no other way.
it's the only way to
there's
do
no there's no other way. But to get back on topic, guys, it's again, just focus on the process. And you're right. I think there's a
it.
lot of traders that are not going to be millionaire traders. Like Andrew's a big exception. There's a few of those $1 million traders. There's many of the traders that are going to be making between 100,000, maybe even less, maybe like 50,000 a year to 150,000.
Yeah.
Right? That's all they're going to do. But guess what? That's a great number to be at. If you're trading for a couple of hours and then you can go enjoy the rest of your life, have another job, start a business, do whatever, spend it with your family. Like, I'll tell you this much, my wife makes great money, which helps a lot, right? Helps a lot. And she has great benefits. If I have to make all this money and also include benefits here in New Jersey, I better get my ass to an office 9 to 5 and get the benefits and all this other stuff. Like that's you're not gonna do that with trading. Now I make decent amount, but you can't cover all of that. So that's it goes back to being realistic, right? Like how much can I
Yeah.
possibly make? Can you make 20,000 a year? Can you make 30,000 a year and be very comfortable, and keep your job and have side money? Like be realistic. You're not going to make $1 million a year, right? That's not gonna happen for a lot of you. I'm not saying don't shoot for it. I'm still shooting for it, but we might not get there. But if we can live a comfortable life, man, we could do a whole podcast on this. But one more thing. I know we're going off the rails. Um, Learn to manage money and live below your means. It's something I did not learn early on until after
Yeah.
trading. Learn to manage your money. Learn to live below your means. I come from a very poor family, so my father didn't teach me any money habits or anything like that, or any in saving or investment. I learned that after. I'm gonna teach the heck out of that to my kids. Forget about them being traders. I want to teach them how to manage money properly, and that's
Yep.
gonna help you in trading. Big time, big time, big time. So focus on that. If you're a young trader and you're not getting that from your parents, this is something you need to learn immediately. In fact, we're going to do a course tomorrow, Peter, me and you, a course on money management.
Actually, you know what you say is probably something we even don't talk about enough, and we do focus a lot on the psychological aspects of trading and how to do this properly. But you're absolutely right. Living below your means is your best way to make more money than you need, because when you live up to
Yes.
your
Oh
means,
yeah.
then suddenly you have that pressure of making the money just to maintain your lifestyle, and that is an amazing amount of pressure. But if
Yeah.
you can live beneath your means, that means you could actually then, if you're doing okay in trading, you could leave more money in the account. You could take a little more risk over time. You could actually increase your size without that psychological pressure. Like it actually gives you a lot of benefits. I'm in a different situation than Carlos, but similar effect,
Hmm.
right? I'm retired.
Right.
I plan to retire with zero income from trading. That was my plan. When I
Hmm.
designed my life, that's what I wanted to do. I took trading as a sideline hobby. So money that I make, absolutely, I'm looking for it to fund, a big fancy lifestyle. But that's aspirational. I don't need it to live. So it takes that pressure off my trading and allows me to take it at my own pace, which has been hugely beneficial because I realized what's more important to me, no stress. I want to live without
Yeah.
stress. That is
Yeah.
more important to me than anything else. So that's why, like I'm not forcing myself to take bigger and bigger trades, or I'm going to be worried about it. I don't want stress in my life, man. Life's good,
I'm with you 100%. 100%.
you know. And
Again, so
anyways,
much. But you're right, man. Do we need to get like a CPA license to talk about money? Do we gotta? Do I gotta go?
we could.
Go. I'll go
I
apply for
mean,
one if we had.
we're
Yeah.
not going to provide investment advice, but I like what you just said, Carlos. I know we're going off topic here from trading, but things are moving sideways here a little bit. It is a Friday, guys, so be careful, right? Just manage your trades and your expectations. It looks like that temporary bounce. We're not going higher. We're not going to make a big recovery. At least not right now. I'm seeing things head back towards the lows here. So, whatever you're doing, just be
Yeah.
careful in your trades. But something you mentioned really resonated with me, Carlo. I used to teach I love volunteering, giving back to the community. I used to do a junior achievement stay in school program where I would take kids through what it was like to set up a budget. And it
Mm,
was grade 7 kids. So these would be like,
nice.
13-year-olds, 12, 13-year-olds. And you take them through a process where we would talk about, at the time it was like newspaper want ads, and I would bring in newspapers and we go through the want ads. And, when you talk to kids, I mean, this is Canada. So when you talk to kids, you're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And of course, inevitably, 2/3 of the classroom, right? When you're 12 or 13, what do you want to be? You're going to be a pop star, right? You're going to be a movie star. You're going to be a hockey player. In the US, it's probably a football player. You're going to play basketball, right? That's what the kids think they're going to do. Now, as adults, we realize that's not realistic for most people. So I would say, okay, well, let's get a backup plan. And anyways, we'd go through and we'd set a budget. But I realized the importance of that. Anyways, to make a long story
Mm-hmm.
longer, I took my kids
Long
through
story
our
longer.
budget. When my
Yeah.
kids were young, I took them through my actual budget. I said, hey, here's what it cost. This house that you enjoy, right? We live in a 4,000 square foot house. We have got multiple cars. We go on vacations. This is what you're used to. I'm going to show you what this costs. I need you to
Mm-hmm.
understand what the cost of this life is. And
Yeah.
I did it a couple of times because they're usually not ready the first time, but it sinks in and they start to think about questions and they ask them at random times. And then I would come back and I show them the budget again. And I think it's helped them as they've grown up to help understand what a cost of the lifestyle they were enjoying was, and then what they need to achieve to make it happen. So I think
Yeah.
it's very important. Do that for your kids, because it's not stuff that gets taught in school. There's nothing more core to our lifestyle. Everybody that's listening to me, to your lifestyle, than understanding how to manage money. And if you can impart that sort of knowledge to your kids, as a parent, you're probably the only one that can do it. Help them
Yeah.
out. Show them the costs. And you may think they're not ready. You don't want to put
100%.
the pressures of real life on them. You know what? It's going to come whether you help them out or not. So, help them out. That's my opinion, anyways. So,
Facts.
all right,
Facts.
I'll step down off my soapbox now.
No,
But
all good stuff. I see Andrew's trying to join. Hopefully, Zoom is not a problem. 'Cause
hey,
I see
Andrew. Good
Andrew.
morning. I can
Is
hear
he
him.
on? I
I
can't
can
see him
hear
or
him.
hear him. I cannot. So maybe
He's
we're
having
having a
trouble
problem
hearing
with.
you. So we'll give him a sec.
Yeah, I think he's having the same issue you had, Peter, where Zoom is just not connecting to our
I
system
am.
here.
I had a great trade. I had a short on Nvidia right off the open, so I posted that in the chat room so you could see it. So that was a good trade, and yeah, now I'm just waiting for my next opportunities.
Yeah, so we can't hear Andrew yet, guys. Only Peter can hear him because Peter is in Zoom, but we cannot hear him yet. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with this Zoom option here. But
He's
yeah,
still trying to get you connected here into YouTube. He can't hear you for whatever reason.
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No, I got
I
Brian.
can
I
hear
got
you,
you,
Brian.
Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, I was having trouble with my camera this morning. So I had to completely sign off Firefox and sign back on. Maybe it was something to do with the cache.
All right, so
Well,
let's see here.
wow, more downside. Jeez. There are no buyers in the market today.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, look, it's got to show me some volume. If we get there with a nice big volume spike to show me that it's actually ready to reverse, then sure. Wait, I mean, it's a great round number, right? So, yeah, it's a great place to be looking for a reversal for sure. We just got to see if it's going to give us the signal, in my opinion. Show me volume. That's right. No, I'm going to wait to see the volume. Thank you. But stick to my rules. It's important to me to manage to my rules.
Stick to the rules. Have you taken a trade yet, Peter?
Yeah, I said I traded 14 seconds into the day taking a short on Nvidia.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't get Andrew on. I
It
don't
was
understand what's going on. So,
what are
Thor's
you
gonna have
trying
a
to do?
problem too because he's gonna be coming in through Zoom. So I don't know what's going on. So it looks like Zoom is having an issue, friends. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I am in Lululemon as I'm trying to fix this here. So we went in short for the VI. Thanks for calling that out, whoever did it on YouTube. Awesome.
Oh, Tesla's still selling off here.
How was your trading, Brian?
Carlos is
Yeah,
using because
it
I can
was
hear
okay.
Andrew and Brian and you. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're in the Zoom meeting, right? So you're in the Zoom meeting, so you could hear Andrew there. I see Andrew connected in vMix, but I cannot see his screen for some reason. The same problem you were having earlier. So that's the problem. And I'm sure this has to do something with whatever we did.
I am in vMix.
Carlos, you're short Lululemon? Look
I
at
am.
you.
Oh yeah, I am. We were talking money, and I was like, I called it out in chat. I typed it out. Short Lululemon off the view at
Okay.
breakdown. Looking for
All right.
168. So
All right. You go.
You go, girl.
yes, I'm going. Okay, we'll figure this out.
Why can't I hear him though, Carlos? I'm not on Zoom.
Chat
Am
room.
I?
He's
Oh,
on.
maybe
He's
I
got the
am.
chat room on. No. If you look, he's got the chat room on.
I see. So Andrew, you're having the same problem that I had. So Carlos could not seem to connect me through Zoom, so I had to join differently. That's how I'm able to get onto the YouTube broadcast. But it seems like he can't hear you through Zoom.
Yeah, let me get him a different link. Let's do that.
He gave me a vMix link that I used. So why don't we do this? I'm going to give you the link. You should be able to join in, and you'll just use the same link I did. I'll drop off of it so that you can use it. I'll just. Okay. All right.
I can't hear Andrew.
All right. Okay. So, Carlos, Andrew's asking that we do the 5 audiobook giveaway, and that he's with the connection issues, he just won't join here for today, and because we've got 11 o'clock coming up with Thor, anyways. So.
Yes. Which he'll probably have the same issues. Zoom is not just working today.
Yeah, Zoom is not working on your side for whatever reason.
Not acting fun, and I don't think we have done it. It could be a Zoom issue, so we'll figure it out for sure. All right, friends, let's 5 audiobooks on behalf of Andrew here to you guys. I'm out of the new book. I have other ones, but I'm out of the new book. So, but we do have plenty. I think Andrew's gonna get me more, so we'll do that eventually. But right now, I'll give you the other ones I have here on the list. All right, let's set it up. So wait, let me turn it on, guys, here. So everybody's included in this one 5 audiobooks. So we'll do that here. I'm gonna bring this bad boy. Hold on a second. Bring this bad boy over here. I'm gonna take a partial here on Lululemon just in case. And let's bring this here so we all can see it together. Boom. Here we go. Okay, we're all set up, and 5 audiobooks, friends. What we're doing. So hashtag BBT, guys, gets you in. Make sure you like the video. You should be subscribed. 49 entries. Again, not many right now. Gotta make sure you like the video so you can be included as well.
Took a bit of a long now on the cues. Just options, QQQ options.
Nice. Very, very nice.
See if we get this bit of a bounce here.
All right, here we go, friends. First one. Let's do it now. So, Taryn Bauer. Welcome.
Taryn Bauer.
Congrats. All right, so let me do that. AS. Congrats.
Yes.
Audiobook for you. Let's continue here.
Here we go.
Breering,
I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
So congrats. And 2 more. Here's number 4. Art. Congratulations, Art. And last but not least, Bushang Solanki. I think we were chatting today. Congratulations. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Good.
Congrats,
good
everybody.
Stuff.
And again, to claim it, Carlos, all they have to do is email you, carlos@bearbulltraders.com. Send him an email, and he'll hook you up with the code to get to be able to download that audiobook.
Yep, Absolutely. Got the names
I'm
down
selling
here.
s- I'm selling some QQQ calls
Nice.
that I bought on this bounce.
Good stuff.
Been
Looks like
waiting for
Trump
this.
is tweeting again. Jerome, too late. Powell should have lowered rates long ago. As usual, he's too late.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's he's not going to get any credit for lowering rates. He's going to stick to his guns, I'm sure, and but I love it. Very entertaining.
There we go. I'm just gonna sell a bit more here. So I'm trading the 572 calls on QQQs. Got in at 280 and trading at 340 now.
I like code there done. You missed it, but you got ramen noodles. I assume. Hey, look, I love you. Look on the bright side. Why not? But you got noodles. So all right. I wonder if Andrew was talking about taking a long on AMD when it hit 150. It never did, but it did do sort of a double bottom and a bounce here at the 150.40 level, and it's now moved up a bit. I wonder if he actually took it long. I did not. It was a good sort of double bottom signal on a 5-minute chart. So, but
Nice gold and silver stocks are up today. Sticking with that gold and then those gold and silver trades, and then great swing trades. I will talk about that on my swing trade video this weekend,
there
or
you go.
my weekly recap. Catch it on YouTube.
Awesome. Catch it there. Let's see. Boy, Carlos,
Yeah.
we're not picking the trades we should. It feels like today. As much as I came
Oh
into this
shit.
hoping to be a little more aggressive, I have not been really. I
You
was
just
more
reminded me
aggressive
of
on
my
my
trade.
first trade, but I didn't keep it up. I didn't keep it up through
Yeah.
like the subsequent trade opportunities. So I think we need to. This is
Um,
where we can use each other as accountability partners, right? Help push
You
our.
just reminded me I had a trade. I'm in here in Zoom trying to check settings and all of this.
You forgot.
Oh my! I for no do it because I got it. Yeah, because if this doesn't work
You
now, it
don't
took
even
a lot
have
of
a
parts to
stop
go.
set. What are you, Andrew?
No, well, I have a mental stop. Yeah,
oh,
Yeah,
I
but that's no
just
good
took
if
a.
you're not paying attention.
I know, I know, I know. Um, I was just yeah. No, that's not good. I just took a partial here, but yeah, it just reminded me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because Thor
yeah.
connects the same way too. If he can't if Zoom is not working, then he won't be able to connect either. So I'm trying to get it fixed before
All
he
right.
comes on, and it's
Well,
not a
again, we could do the same thing. You gave me a link. You could give him that link, and I'll just
yeah.
drop off. And at least you know that he can connect this way.
Yep,
So it's
yep.
not ideal because you can't do screen and
That's the thing. His screen, yeah.
yeah. But
Um,
Brian, you still in your trade?
No, I just exited. I think we're going to
Okay.
pull back. I didn't think this was going to be a long-term hold. It seems like we didn't get above the 20 EMA on the
Okay.
SPY, so we are still in a downtrend.
All right, guys. We're just watching the markets here, waiting for our next opportunity. or unless you're Carlos, he's active on this opportunity, even if he doesn't remember.
Yes. No, I'm watching it. I am watching it.
He's back. Now
Yes,
you're
yes, yes.
that's the sign.
Mm.
You know you've been trading for a long time when you can casually just forget that you're in a trade. You know, like usually when you
Yeah,
start trading, there's no way. Like you were
they're
watching it like
not.
a hawk, probably too
Oh
much.
yeah,
Almost everybody watches it too much, right?
yeah.
And then it's something else, and you can just say, "Oh yeah,
My
I'm in a trade."
I did take a
my
partial
do-
already. I took two partials actually, so this might bounce from
my
here.
DOS is frozen.
Your DAS is frozen. DAS or
Yeah,
DOS,
for some
whatever.
reason now I've just switched servers. I'm
Oh,
back. I'm back. Wow. Wow. Holy crap.
what happened?
Oh, come on, man.
No, I'm just glad I got out of that trade before the market really rolled over again, new lows. When I got back connected, I didn't realize how much that we dropped that much. Jeez.
Mm.
Yep, it's coming back down.
Oh, think we got it. Think we got it.
SPY new low. Wow. Yeah, now we're down S4 on the Qs. SPY is getting pretty close to yesterday's low right now. Well, that was something.
You know, one that moved well today for a short that we haven't looked at in a while, Carlos. CRCL.
Wow, circle of internet. CRCL, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember this one? It was all
I
hot and
do.
heavy for a little while, and it's still. I mean, this move
Still
looks
moves a lot.
fairly modest, but this is still a $10 move.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and it's still trading. You know, I mean, it's the volume obviously is well off CRCL from the days when it was trading, 100 million shares a day almost. But you know, it's not bad. Over 5 million shares so far today, which is tradable.
Yeah. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, CoreWeave.
Lululemon
I
is.
always put the two together, CoreWeave and that CRCL.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I understand that.
They
That
seem
makes
to
sense. They were sort of
they came out at the same time.
yeah, they're both going hot at the same time. I think CoreWeave's been around a little longer though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah. CoreWeave IPO'd in March. Whereas CRCL
LABU
IPO'd
is lovely.
June. Yeah.
All right, let's see if this link works now.
There really is a buyer strike today. There's just nobody
Nobody's
willing
stepping
to
up.
step in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just and well, September is turning into what people always expect in September. Not a great month, starting out that way anyway.
Well, not for stock appreciation, but trading opportunities. It hasn't been bad.
Yes. No, it's been great. But so far.
Yeah. But if you're looking for it to grow your portfolio.
Yes. It's a bit of a challenge for the bulls so far. But, everybody holds on for that end of year. Always seem to get that end of year rally. So
the Santa Claus rally. Yes.
the Santa Claus rally, as they call it. Yep. And PLTR, as I said earlier, looked like a black diamond run on a ski hill. Just there was a few moguls there, but it was pretty much straight down.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that bounce on NVIDIA. Went down and tested
Yeah,
164 and bounced right back up.
yeah.
Carlos, I assume you're still working to get our good buddy Thor in here?
Yep, I'm working to get him and our other gentleman and Nathan. So I'm just switching over to VMix. We're just taking a bit, switching the slides over to them instead of Zoom. So we'll get this all going. For some reason, Zoom did not work today. Not sure. I'm gonna short CN, ZM. I'm gonna short this thing today, causing havoc.
I wonder if I logged out of Zoom yesterday, Carlos, but I was able to connect.
When?
Remember?
When?
Well, but
that?
it was before the show, because remember I came in yesterday as myself.
Yes.
I don't think that would have affected it, but maybe it'd be worth you going in and like logging out and back in. Maybe I did do something that screwed you up. I don't know.
Yeah, I did try that. I see Thor's in already. Thor, we could probably hear you. I did try that. I did log in like back on. It didn't work. But I do see Thor. You're just not gonna get Thor's screen today because of Zoom. So, and then we'll get Nathan here. I'm just gonna switch Nathan over to a thing, and we should be good to go.
Are you there, Thorster?
I'm here.
The Thormeister.
Yeah.
The Thormeister. He's alive.
Oh, Thormeister. Right on.
I love it. Welcome. How's your morning going so far, Thor?
It was a great morning, actually. Traded this morning with the fine people of our boot camp at Peak Capital. So we had an absolute blast this morning going through. Peak Capital isn't starting its boot technically till next week with the live trading, but I was so excited to like hang out with everybody. We went ahead and got it going this week, so why not? Okay. So we had a really fun session today, and we caught longs on the market at the open when it looked like we were kind of breaking out. And then we called the short on the flip through and had quite a few of us, I had already hit a target on the long, but quite a few of them got short and had a great day. So it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Nice. It was a good time.
Now, I can't see you, but it doesn't sound like you're at home. You don't have the normal richness on your microphone.
Right. Yeah. Doing my I'm hotel bound as usual. One of the things I've been doing lately with this trader life is visiting. I had a lot of extended family and friends that I never really got to spend a lot of time with. So I've got a little bit more time on my hands and a mobile setup, so I can actually like travel around, hang out with people, and then so after YouTube, though, I'm done for the day and gonna go out and have a little fun.
Nice.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Right. Welcome to the Hotel California. Let's go.
All right.
Man, that Lulu trade looks pretty legit.
Yes. Thank you.
See you, Brian.
Yeah. Ciao,
All right, Brian.
guys.
Have a great weekend. All right, guys. Finally got these boys in here. I'm gonna switch over to them, Thor and Nathan, and then we'll figure out the screen part. But I'm gonna switch over to them, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend. Me and Peter are signing off. We'll figure out all this Zoom stuff. What the heck is going on there? I'm gonna babysit this Lululemon trade, and we'll see you guys later. Take care.
All right, take care, everybody. Trade smart.
Yeah, that Lulu trade was beautiful. So I really like that, man. Like, wow, really nice hold. I mean, it looks like if it comes back through the 20, you could just cut that thing. You know what I mean? Like a sweet move. So hey, everybody out there in BBT land, we got Nathan and myself here. We're going to hang out and talk with y'all for a little bit. We're having a little bit of a tech issue right now. So when we came in on our normal link to come in, it wasn't working. So we're in directly through we use this software that puts all the different feeds together and then broadcasts. So we're coming right into directly right now. So I'll understand if you don't want to just stick around and look at Nathan's and my beautiful faces and not see charts, but we can still certainly answer lots of questions and talk to you about tickers and anything you're looking at. And if we can figure out this chart share thing, then we will. But until then, we will just chill out and have like a little AMA action. I think Nathan's here for like the first half of our session. And then I think you said you had an appointment you got to run to. So
Yeah, I went to have a
um,
telehealth appointment.
nice.
Fun stuff.
So trades for today for me. I actually longed at the open in Q and got a nice movement up
Nice.
towards 23,900 where there was a big ask, and I hit my 4-hour target right before that ask. And then as soon as I hit my target, and once we get screens up, I'll show everybody. As soon as I hit my target, we started to sell. It was magic. Just happened to hit it, and then boom, we started selling like crazy. And then we've been selling ever since, which I wasn't surprised. At the news, we were offering premium on very light volume. So it looked like it was going to be a reversal, but who knows?
Yeah, no trades for me today. I've kind of taken the day off. I'm just coming here to hang out with you guys. And
Nice.
other than that,
So
I had a good week.
so how do you know it's going to be a reversal? So first off, I really want to start off with not using the word no. I have no idea if it's going to be a reversal or not, right? I'm just looking for the signals or the signs of a potential reversal, and then I play that, right? So for me, I actually didn't play the reversal. We started off opening above R4, so I wanted to play long. Now the issue with that long play was wide pivots, right? Wide pivots are more to the inside,
Hey,
right?
George,
So
just
if
one
we have
second, because I think we
yep,
need to see this. So I sent you a second link. Click on that one, and then share your monitor through there and mute your mic. Okay, this way we can get your screen
okay,
come across. It's another
Sorry.
vMix link
all right.
as well.
Do it. So so I'm going to be in on 2 links at the same time, correct?
Exactly, but one is going to be streaming your screen. Got it.
I like it. I know what you're doing here. Thor screen. Oh wait, hold on. I need to use the advanced options.
Yes, and then mute your mic. Actually, I can mute it here for you. On
All
the
right,
Look at
second
this sell off,
advanced
man.
Thor screen.
Crazy.
Join. Mute. Screen. All right. Screen user is in.
Oh yeah, perfect. I got it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it up here.
All right, perfect. I can still hear my echo back through myself. But
Mute one browser with the mute the browser. Put them on separate browsers, separate tabs, and mute that one.
oh, separate browsers.
Or just go to the one with the screen and mute that one. You can bring the volume down. You don't hear yourself.
It is muted, but it's not doing anything. We'll get there.
The market's acting like Tesla today. It's up, way up yesterday.
All right.
Loses all of it today.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we were just on one heck of a sell.
Yeah.
So for me, Nathan, there's no bounce here. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think
this
so.
is a all day kind of thing, possibly.
Because we're still reaching for NQ yesterday's low, so that's well within reach for today.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going now?
So yeah, they were talking before about like how we know if we're going to have a reversal or not. And the thing is we don't.
No.
So all we do is we have strategies, we have ways we play the market, and then you just do it. So now the things we're looking for in a reversal is struggling volume, and we definitely had that at the open. As we pushed back up and got near the highs, we really didn't bring in volume. So it looked like we were going to sell. Carlos, I'm still getting 2 into my ear. Maybe if I reverse that, I'm going to mute this.
looks like this is just profit taking right now.
We're working on it. For your M&Q, my stop was just below R4. Here, when I got in here, it was just below. And then here, just below. But this ends up being a great short.
Is it 2
I
contracts?
really wanted to hit.
You take?
What was that, buddy?
How many contracts did you take?
Just one.
Just one.
So yeah, just a K. Just hit a K on it. Didn't go too hard. So real quick before we get more further down, everybody, if we can, make sure we like and all that good stuff. So this is good.
There's a bit of a pop. Light volume though. It's a nice pop though. Nice move up.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't so Thor? What are your views on consolidation just above or below S3 R3? Well, let's look at Apple maybe, since that's your example. Maybe.
Are they talking about like if it overshoots the cam?
Let's see here. So on this one, we went right for it was a higher range with monthly R3 and R4 right next to each other. So it went really close to it, but because it was a narrow range, we don't prefer this one. So, and it came down and it made it to S3, and on this range, I actually don't like this one a whole lot either. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, that did kill my... Can you hear me okay still, Nathan?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
All right, cool. So that worked. So at least I don't have an echo now, but maybe we lose my screen though, because I'm not sharing it anymore. But yeah, that at least fixed the echo. The R and S levels are manually set automatically calculated. I said that backwards. They're automatically calculated through my, it's called the Camaria Pivot Plays, is the indicator. And if you switch it to Thor mode, then you'll be good to go. Since we S3 showing TBS3 showing at 2333 for me, I'm using Thor mode on the plays. So if you're using Thor mode and you're seeing something different, this is a development version. So the dev version certainly, may have a couple of adjustments. We've made some calculation adjustments. So there may be a slight variation there, but I wouldn't think so, but there could be. So I'm constantly working on this indicator to clean it up and get it. Yep, trading view. I'm constantly cleaning up the indicator. I think the dev version we just have on right now, I think has about 20 or 30 extra lines of code. And we're constantly going through the plays, trying to clean them up and get them to call better. Like technically neither of these plays really should have called today because it's a narrow range. But they worked. I'll let Nathan answer this one actually, because maybe you'll have some insight. Sean V was asking what bookmap subscription, if you were using like the fuller version, you would recommend having.
Uh, the global, if you're just wanting to get into it, then the global would be great to use. If you start liking it, you want to get into some of the other add-ons like market pulse, stops, and icebergs, then you'd want to get the global plus for that. But the global's just fine. It's great. It works great, and it gets you into Bookmap, and it's just a little bit cheaper for the platform. But the data subscriptions are going to be the same for all of them.
Beautiful. M2K just alerted here. Got above S3. It's on a higher, wider range.
Yeah, need a
So
higher
it could
low
be an
too.
interesting look. So I agree with what Christian is saying here. So my recommendation is to do what I did, which is I have Charles Schwab and I have Thinkorswim. I actually don't even use this for trading at all. I just have some money in there just so that I can get cheap map. Which is we basically for $40 a month you can get access to all of the major indicators that you really need. So I highly recommend that if you can.
And if you want to just check it out, I think they have ES and Apple are free on there. They have a few tickers that are
Mm-hmm.
free for the Schwab version if you just want to check it out and see if you like it. But yeah, I mean the Schwab version is definitely the way to go if you're wanting to keep costs down and just check it out and see if you like it.
Let's see. Can I use? Can I make a setting to remove R6 and S6? Maybe. I'll put it on the list of possible things to look at. The problem is I have plays that are designed off of those levels. So I wouldn't want to necessarily remove them. That could really mess up the logic. So, but maybe we could add in a hide them. But the problem is if you hide them, what happens if the price opens above R4? But I'll throw it on kind of the list of things to look at. Let's see. Well, I'm not in Canada, or my accounts aren't in Canada, so that's why I can get TOS, because I'm US based. But the ideally, what's going to hopefully come out for everybody pretty soon is on, make sure you're paying attention
Atlas.
because we're working on our own visual order book called Atlas. That's going to be available on tradingterminal.com pretty soon. So I know Nathan's been on some meetings with it. I've been on some meetings with it, and we're definitely working on doing some really solid dev here and getting it working. Thor mode, just go to the settings and select it. As soon as you go up to the settings, oh, you can't see my screen right now. So as soon as you go up to settings,
Okay.
click on settings, and you'll see options preset, and it says Thor mode.
Yeah, I just saw Andrew post in here. Andrew, how does it look for Atlas? How are we doing on that?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my. I'm waiting to try that bad boy. End of September, we have it
Nice.
for all stocks. Excellent.
Nice. Oh, heck yeah. You see the futures there? He's giving you a Christmas present, Thor, by putting the futures on there.
Oh, yes, please. Let's go. I'm really, really excited. So one of the things that Bearable Traders is really trying to do for everybody, and when I say Bearable Traders, I mean Andrew. He wants to basically have like a one-stop shop where you can come and no matter what you're trying to do, you've got the education for it, you've got the indicators for it. So we're working on porting all of my indicators and getting those into Trading Terminal, right? And then see, dog very excited about new indicators.
Oh,
Um,
good old Daisy. Yes.
Daisy. So we're working on so we're working on all these different indicators. And because the other thing Bearable, Andrew has realized is for many aspiring traders, you need access to these tools, but they're incredibly expensive. You know what I mean? So it's like, so if we can, provide that, and this is one of the just altruistic things about Andrew that's always been amazing. You would be surprised at the things he's done at like his own expense, just for the benefit of the trading community. So he's still working actively to keep the expenses on all of this as low as possible. When it comes out, I'm going to recommend everybody get it as soon as you can. This is not a sales ploy. This is to save you money, right? Andrew's going to find out really quick once we get in here how expensive the data fees are, right? And we're going to end up raising the costs on that bad boy, right? It's going to go from like 60 bucks, 70 months. So it'll be at 100 and something dollars a month in no time. Trust me, data's expensive, right? So, but when he first releases it, if you get in soon, he was saying he'd grandfather people, right? So Atlas is our new visual order book system that we're developing at Variable Traders. Cards. So for those of you who find Bookmap's price point to be too expensive, or you find that you're, like say you're Canada based, so you can't get a Schwab account, right? So, so you can't get cheap map, right? So we're gonna, and the other good thing about this is it's gonna be web based, right? Now that's fantastic, right? So actually, a lot of people, they want the application version, but for us Mac users, we want the web based, right? Because then I can load it, I can run it I can just run it over to the side and we can be going. So if you're not going to build a version just for Mac, which is a lot of pain, right? So we'll do that. I'm telling you, by the time it's done, Gator, it's going to get up to $100. It will be for sure. I don't know if it'll open at that price, but it's going to be there pretty fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. I've already seen quite a few shots and actually it working in action. Um, so it's pretty sweet. They're doing a great job, especially building something like that from scratch. It's not easy. So,
Yeah, that's amazing.
but I have to jump off though, man. Leave you
Yeah,
alone
yeah,
for a little bit.
yeah, man. Have some fun. Good luck on your telehealth deal.
Well,
So
I'm
if you
just happy they do those telehealth appointments. That way, I don't have to drive down to the office
right,
to
so I
stop
have to do
going for
that
the
for my
checkup.
daughter's like meds too, and it's like so nice
Yeah,
not to have to go down and see her psychiatrist and go through all of her stuff. It's
yeah,
like, dude, just freaking fill it already.
yeah.
So
All right,
absolutely,
guys.
brother.
I will
Well,
see you next week.
everybody,
Be
say
safe.
bye to Nathan. He'll be in on Nathan is going to come by and he will be with you guys on Monday. So get ready for Monday because we're going to have he'll do some book map stuff for you on Monday because I'm going to be traveling a little bit on Monday, headed back home. So I'll have Nathan come in here and give you guys the proper attention you deserve.
Yeah, get your questions ready, guys. So be
Get
fun.
your questions ready.
Have a good one. See y'all.
Okay. See you, brother. So awesome. Well, so that's our guy Nathan. Everybody, thumbs up for Nathan, and all that stuff. Really appreciate this guy like coming by and giving his time for us. So yes, Mickey, I'll take some time to do that. We'll try and spend a little time and relocate it into replay. Maybe I'll try and look at that next week. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. So I saw 2K alerted while we were talking. So I went ahead and got in on it because I had hit that nice long earlier and I was kind of feeling it. Unfortunately, you can't see my trade right now. But my buy-in was at 23.78 spot 40. So I'm 10 contracts heavy. Since it's a micro, I can only take 10. That's my maximum number of contracts I can take on micros is 10 with this account. So I've fully loaded on 10. And went long off of the S3. And we had ATR low sitting right on top of S3 in a higher, wider range. So even though we opened a little high and offered a little low, I thought this was a nice spot to give it a shot since we had held ATR low. Now that I've broken range and I've moved towards the CP, if this rejects the CP and comes back down, I'm going to get out. Right. I already have a full winner today. So what I'm not looking to do is, kind of get into like hitting a lot, but this was a really good trade that had a nice signal call. So I'm going to go ahead and hang on to this one. So my profit target on this will be a 1K profit target. It'll be probably somewhere near VWAP or even R3. So I'm going to be looking for a movement up to like maybe 23,880 or sorry, 23,88, maybe a little higher. M2K, it's a futures ticker. Load the boat. Yep, it's right here. So you can see here under my alerts, you can see M2K and RTY. M2K is the micro for RTY. So you can see both of these indicated. Sorry, this is the one I played off of. It's this one down here. I don't know why it says 1 minute ago. It was a lot longer ago than that. 11:22. 11:22. So 11:22. So I got that alert at 11:22. So that's what kind of got my attention. So what I do when I'm not hanging out with you all, I'm never at my computer, right? My all those alerts, right? They're all happening on my cell phone, right? So I could literally just be walking around, right? And just doing my thing. And then all of a sudden I get a bleep, right? And then I can look at it and I got my little alert, right? So that really helps a lot, right? Because then what I can do is I can, alerts are freedom. You know what I mean? They're the ability to just go around and do things and not just get crazy, just hitting tickers nonstop all over the place. Oh my goodness. My sugar just dropped. So any of y'all do intermittent fasting? If you do intermittent fasting, you can kind of tell when your fast is over, because you can kind of feel when you're out of sugar in your bloodstream. You get this kind of it's I don't want to describe it as being nauseous, but it's kind of just this feeling where all of a sudden you just kind of go, yeah, I'm good, I'm out. Right. It's time, I'm ready to eat now. So I do long fasts, 16 hours. So, like I won't eat at 6 and then I don't eat, I stop eating at like 6 p.m. and then I won't eat again till the next day. Pretty Bird. I also do longer term fasts as well. I don't know if you've tried the 2-day or the 3-day, which is really nice to do every now and again. So, what I do, I know it's a little off topic, but why not? 36-hour fast, exactly. Learning 101. So what I do you do yours with bone broth? Learning 101. Do you go in and if you go into yours and go out of yours with bone broth? That's what I do, and it works really, really well. So yeah, I do it at least one. I do it once every few months. Then the autophage, CMOS, nice. The auto, what is, how do you, I don't think I'm pronouncing this right. Autophage. It's this point. So one of the reasons why cancer is so high obesity is so high, all of these different things are so high, is because you eat too often. So what happens is all of the cells that you maybe don't want that should die and go away don't, because there's constant sugar and nutrient in your bloodstream. So by fasting, you actually deprive those negative autophagy. Thank you. So by depriving yourself, all of these cells that you really want to get rid of, the bacteria that you don't want, certain things, they all get kind of washed away. So, but what this does is, I don't use a glucose monitor at all, but you can tell when your sugar is getting low. Your body just gets a little low. Now I feel amazing, though. It's like 5 or 10 seconds. You just feel it click, and then boom, your energy's kicking. So right now, like as I'm sitting here, like I don't have sugar in my blood. So now that we're talking, I'm burning fat right now. You know what I mean? I'm actually sitting here as we're talking, and I'm losing weight. Right. So, and I have to be careful with that, right? Because I actually do weight training. So, which you can't tell by this baggy shirt. But if, so you got to be careful, obviously, because I don't want to atrophy my muscle. Right. So obviously I eat a lot of protein. What happens on the 36 hour is what I do is I will go in and I use bone broth. So I start my fast with, so I can have bone broth basically on the first just to give me a little bit. And then it's stone cold for a couple of days. And then I come out of the fast using bone broth as well, kind of lean in and lean out of it. It keeps you from getting as much of that feeling. But, once you get used to it, you feel amazing. Like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, you still just got tons of energy. Oh, here we go. Man, we just started popping on M2K. So that's a good sign. Well, exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Ben, if you're not eating enough protein while you're eating, you can atrophy your muscle fasting. So you have to be a little cautious with it. You have to make sure you're doing it right. Right. And this is the bone broth on the way in. But generically within a 2 or 3 day fast, you're not going to atrophy anything. It's not enough time. You know what I mean? It'll just Mark, what's up, brother? Yeah, you're right about that. Has everyone seen my old picture? Hold on, let me show you guys this thing. You want to see what I looked like before I started fasting? This is me on my first visit to the NYSE. I didn't go on to the NYSE floor this trip. This was my first time in New York. And it was for my first BBT meetup that was in New York I'd ever been to. Look at this guy. Right? So I was the better part of 300 pounds in that picture. I am 6'1", almost 6'2", depending on which gas station I'm walking out of. You know what I mean? So I am a little, but it's, so I currently weigh 177. So I lost over 100 pounds. I like that, David. The boiled eggs and the bone broth, lean chicken, that's how you do it, man. So pretty much just fasting, actually. And portion control. Obviously, high protein, low carb, right? Lots of whole foods. One big thing I really recommend is whole foods, right? The more processed it is, the less useful it is to your body. You know what I mean? So the more times human hands have touched it, the worse it is, right? So you want, if you can, try and eat everything like, whole, like, you want to grab it off a tree, you want to yank it out of the ground. You know what I mean? You want to cut it right off. whether it's meat, whether it's vegetables, you want it in its whole form when you consume it. You just want to chop it, put it in something, and eat it. Yeah, whole food is real food. Exactly. What this lets you do is this also lets your body actually like process the food, right? When you've pre-processed, that means the nutrient in that food is exposed easier, right? So if it's got a lot of carb and a lot of fat, well, you're going to get it really fast too. It's not even like, it's not like you're eating like you can eat potatoes all you want. That's a whole food. Nobody gets fat off of potatoes, right? Not by themselves very easily, especially if you have exercise. They're a great carb source and they work really, really well. But if you take potatoes, you mash them, you add heavy cream, right? You add butter, you add, seasonings to it, and then whip it up. Now, a perfectly good potato just turned itself into a fattening meal, right? So it's the whole, but so when you're eating potato, leave the skin on it. Just cut it up into pieces, sprinkle some stuff on it, maybe a little something to give it some flavor, and then go for it. You know what I mean? So, Gurwinder, right? This is so huge. So, how I learned about fasting was actually from someone from Bearable Traders a while ago. He had actually was in India. He still is in India. His name is Sunil. And there was one day when I was really heavy. Actually, we were talking, and he came up to me and he said, it was pretty funny. He's like, in India, we have this age-old method that spans the dawn of time. This great way to manage your weight. And I go, oh yeah, what is it? What is it, man? Tell me, what is it? And he goes, you don't eat. Oh, right? Makes a lot of sense. But obviously it's not that easy, but but I was like, okay. But then he's like, no, seriously. He's like, but not quite so like that. He's like, but it's, and then he explained to me the concepts behind he did fasting, which is how I did it. I can tell you right now, when I started fasting, I lost 30 pounds in like 2 weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks. It just melted off of me. Right. It was just crazy how fast it started to go. I probably lost the majority of my weight within like 6 or 7 months. Right. I just, now I'm running and weight training. I've actually put weight back on. So I'm using bulking and cutting cycles. Right. So that I'm actually like, I'll get to eat a little bit more and a little bit less, because you can't put on muscle in in a calorie deficit. Right. So my grandfather used to tell stories of the rishis in the mountain who could go days or weeks without eating. Yes, absolutely, Gurinder. Absolutely. I have my R4 on Apple. Yours is showing I have pre-market. So, Sukraj, unfortunately, I'm on a dev version now. I've made a couple of tweaks on it, so there could be a slight calculation difference on a couple of those. I hope to have this new version reposted for you by mid next week. We're adding logic, and we made a couple of refinements to the calculation for accuracy. So give me give me a little time on that, and I'll try and have that going. Yeah. So now, fasting is the number one cure for diabetes. The reason why fasting is not like the standard, I don't know. This is a conspiracy tinfoil hat theory here. You know what I mean? Let's just put a tinfoil. If I'm doing this, right, you can't take me seriously while I'm doing this, right? Right? If we're doing this, can we take me seriously? I don't think so. All right. So there would be no need for like Alzheimer's is gone, diabetes is gone, if everyone on the planet fasted. Period. There is no state in which you can be a diabetic if you don't have sugar in your system. Diabetes is just the inability to produce the insulin necessary to process sugars properly. More or less. I'm no doctor, but you know what I'm saying here? Like this is you know what I'm saying? Like it would just be the cure all for this. But then we don't have diabetes medications, right? Think about how many people are going into the medical industry right now because of diabetes. because they have high blood pressure, because they have cholesterol, right? Because they have cancer, because they have Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is type 3 diabetes, people. My grandfather had it, right? Fasting eliminates all of it, right? Cancer can't grow and thrive in a low sugar environment. For sure, I am a nurse practitioner for my real job, and fasting would cure so many people, but people can't make money off. Yep, Rip Trader. Don't take it from me. Take it from a licensed practitioner, right? I'm just a guy regurgitating information that I've learned from people like Rip. You know what I mean? And thank God for them, right? They've saved my life. Fasting saved my life. You know what I mean? I was pre-diabetic when I started. You know what I mean? Like I had cracks on the bottom of my feet. You know what I mean? I had all kinds of little things going on that fasting fixed. CVI. Don't get me started on that. Anybody in here have ADHD like I do? I'm on the autism spectrum. I actually have an Asperger's and ADHD diagnosis. Right? I do. Right? Guess what? Fasting is amazing for your mental clarity if you have ADHD, right? Keeping your sugar low, right? And allowing yourself, it takes it down a notch. You know what I mean? You're already wired super fast, right? If you have ADHD like I do, the neural pathways that are connecting your hemispheres and stuff like that, they're super highways, right? And the more gas you put into that, I mean, it just starts going all over the place, right? I mean, if I ate like a donut right now, I'd barely be able to do this YouTube show. You know what I mean? I'd just be like, oh, how's everybody doing? Hey, we're having fun. Is everybody having fun? All right, cool. Yeah, we're all having fun now. You know what I mean? I'd literally go crazy with all the sugar. You know what I mean? So now I do want to end this little section of our biohacking with reminding everybody that I am not a medical professional. So if you are going to start fasting or doing something I've talked about, it is beneficial to speak with your medical professional prior to engaging in any major life changes in your health regimen, right? So I do want to just throw that out there, right? That I would highly recommend that you speak with a licensed professional, but I guarantee you when you do, they will back up what I'm saying. But I want to make sure you take the time to speak with someone appropriately and get that. When I turn on the Thor mode, Camaria, its display got shrunk. Sunita, I can't show you because my screen's because we had the error and I can't get my screen up. On your TV chart, if you go down to the bottom where there's a setting, all the way at the bottom right of your chart, it's a little cog down there. It's like a 1, 2, 3, like a what's the 6-sided one? Hexagon. So we've got where you go down there, if you click on that, there's a spot where it says up at the top, it'll say auto, lock price to bar ratio, scale price charts only, and invert scale. You want to click scale price to chart only, and that'll keep it from doing that every single time. Look at that VWAP rejection on 2K, man. All right. That fixed it for you, Sunita? Good. Roy, can you explain in terms HFHP? Yep. I don't have my screen up, so I can't show you the breakdown, but H means higher range, L means lower range. So if it says HA, that's the S3 to R3 traverse. So the HA, the HB, HC, HD, HE, and HA, right? They give you all the plays. H means higher. If they're low, it means they're lower ranges. right? Just to give you an idea of kind of what's coming from where. Play calls are on the 1 minute for you, or on for me. I do my play calls on the 1 minute. The only trade I took today, I'm in a trade now. So my first trade of the day was after the open. I longed in Q and hit a full target to the top side before we started selling. And then I'm long right now on M2K. I'm long off of S3. We under overed S3 and then reoffered it with ATR low sitting between us and S3. So I longed that. My average cost on that one was 23.78 spot 40. But my stop right now is at 2380.3, so at about 1R. If we come back through and we lose yesterday's close and then sell down through the big bid that bought at 2382, I'm going to go ahead and exit and just call it a done. Yes, Gator Don, that's exactly what that means. So basically, higher range versus lower range is all about the closes. So if yesterday we closed higher than 2 days ago, it's a higher range. If it closed lower, it's a lower range. It's actually not too bad. No equities trades today for me. I'm on my travel setup, and I only trade futures on my travel setup. But I liked Apple. Looked like it was going to be a pretty clean R4 rejection, and then I think Amazon had a nice play. If you go to the bottom right, Daniel, there's a cog down there. If you click that cog, you'll see it in there up at the top. Let's look at Apple. That's a fun question. What are market makers doing on Apple? So Apple is what I would consider to be a very unideal play today. The reason I don't like Apple is because we're opening inside on a narrow day, right? So narrow ranges for me are outside days, and I expect to go out. So I would have actually have liked to have bought R4, right? Not sold it. So Apple to me did not look alluring, and it looked like a reversal. So it did look like it would reverse, but since it's a narrow range, I wouldn't have the range to the top side. Unfortunately, I don't have a screen to show you right now. But as we went up towards R4, you could tell that all of the candles were truncating, and even with volume, we were failing to advance. So it looked pretty consistent that we were going to turn around, and we did. We made a nice little sell, and then we started offering S3, and then we bought off of S3 and went all the way almost to R3. So we actually did have a fairly clean play on them, but because the range was narrow, I stayed away. In a future version of on the future version of the cams, we will not call these plays at all. If it's in a narrow range, I won't call it at all. I'll let you decide if you want to play it on your own merit, but I won't call it. Actually, right now we're working to add code to reduce the number of calls we're seeing. CVI, if you go to my Instagram at Thoryoung BBT, there's links on there to my cam indicators and on my profile and to my personal mentoring, if you are interested in that. My pleasure, Sean V. Have a good one too. Happy weekend, my friend. Happy Friday. Nathan actually left for a meeting, but because we're both logged in through vMix, because he didn't kill his video before he logged off, it left a frozen version of Nathan on my screen, which is great because I get lonely sometimes. So yeah. It's Camarilla Pivot Plays, Sukraj. So you'll look for Camarilla Pivot Plays, and it's by BruzzX. BruzzX is who coded them for me. Instagram at Thoryoung Bear Bulcher at Thoryoung BBT. Yeah, it's true. I do need to do that. I do think it would look better with a Dr. V picture. Yeah, facts. We won't say that to Nathan. Sunitha, the exact same strategy I use for equities. So it's I don't modify it for futures at all. Actually, I've the futures trade it almost exactly the same. Oh, my pleasure, Imashad. So so next week, so a couple of things on the dock. I want to kind of give everyone a little. I would not. I would have trouble longing indices today after that hard sell it started off with, and the news we took on prior. So, before we wrap up today, a couple things I want to go over for next week. One, I am traveling, which is why there is a blank wall behind me instead of my normal setup. Since I'm traveling, I will be traveling home on Monday. So Nathan is going to be covering for me on Monday, kind of like he did last Monday, or Tuesday, because I was traveling Tuesday. So he's going to come in. He's going to do a full segment on Bookmap and Spot Gamma. So for anyone who's interested in those kind of things, the strategies do use on small caps. Absolutely, they work on everything. Anything, so the Camarillas, yeah, my pivots will work on any ticker at any time, because they're based on specialists movements, not tickers. So my cam system doesn't really care about tickers, right? It successfully predicts where the specialists are going to engage at, right? So what we're looking for is we're looking, for certain type of volume and certain levels so that we can see what's going on. What else we got going on? I'm in talks right now with a specialist who is also works for Velocity Brokers. Right, I'm going to try and get him in here within the next couple of weeks because I want you guys to hear more about from a specialist words, what's going on and what's information about that. So we're going to try and have a specialist on here. I also am talking with an institutional trader right now that I'm trying to get booked on. Who's going to come in and actually talk to you. He actually works for the Royal Bank of Canada. So I'm gonna try and have him on so that he can talk to you about institutional trading and the level in which they're doing there. We've also reached out to Stephen Goldstein and are in talks with him on having him on the show right now. So we've got a lot of great potential lineups coming up. So keep subscribed, keep checking in, make sure you're staying active. Wednesday, Dr. V, every single week. Don't miss it. Best segment of the week in my mind. So make sure you're there. And if that way we can make sure to take advantage of that. Thursdays and then Fridays are always pretty straightforward. So that should be a pretty nice schedule for the next week. So I'll be in on Tuesday to do the normal thing. Nathan's Monday. He's going to cover for me and do Bookmap. Tuesday, I'll be in for Technical Tuesdays. So we'll talk Baby Tuesday. We'll go over the cam indicator and really talk about it a lot and how to use it. We can do a Technical Tuesday on cams. On Wednesday, we'll have psychology with Dr. V, right, as we do every week. So make sure you got that on there. Thursdays are Thursdays, AMA, right? And then Fridays, we trade out and close the week and go over performance, mentality, and concepts like that. So that is the plan. So yeah, of course. Thanks for all the. Oh, it's my pleasure, Dan. So yeah, that's our schedule. All right. So we still have a couple of minutes, but I think let's see before we wrap this thing up. So I got through my schedule. Um, do you have what's a small cap? Humberto, I am working on right now that same specialist. I'm trying to put together tentative schedule. Let me get my calendar open real quick. Tentative schedule. Let's think. I'm thinking maybe around the 24th or 25th of November. I'm thinking the 25th of November. I'm going to try and do a little bit of a New York meetup. I'm hoping around Thanksgiving holiday. So the 25th of November, one of the things I'm hoping to do in that little meetup is do a NYSE tour. So I'm working with, I've got a couple of connections on the NYSE between, Tuck and Velocity and a few other guys. So I'm gonna try and leverage and see if we can do there. Humberto, absolutely. I do want to do a Chicago one next year, so we'll plan on that. Maybe you can help me out with that one a little bit. But I do want to do a Chicago meetup, and I'd like to, maybe do a CBOT tour. It's not active anymore, but you can still go in there and see the pits and get the stories and do stuff like that. So maybe we could get everybody on the SIBO and stuff like that. So I think that would be a lot of fun. And then, California. I'd love to go to California. I just need an excuse. I would really like to go to San Francisco because I've never been. But right now we've got New York and Chicago are definites for me for next year, I'm hoping. So we'll kind of look at those for sure. So everybody, we have our schedule for next week, and we have our plans for the kind of the year and what we're thinking about. So let's keep working on that. I really appreciate all of you. Really, thank you so much for spending this week learning with me and learning with Dr. V on this channel. As we like to say, we want you to think about this channel or this location as being your home, your trading home, the place you can come to and hang out and engage with, family, people that people that you respect, people who care about your success, right? You're not just a number to me, right? I would love for every single person on this channel, right, to become successful. So I hope you all have a great one. Much love to everybody out there. Have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow or Monday.